Warm up as we head into the weekend today. Look for temperatures close to 101 degrees. For tonight, we'll see those temperatures dipping down into those upper 70s. And then for the weekend, warming up, 104 for Saturday, 102 for Sunday. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by E.D. Marshall Jewelers.
Don't sell your jewelry for scrap. At E.D. Marshall Jewelers, we need your fine jewelry, watches, and coins, and we'll pay the highest possible prices. Find us online at edmarshallbuys.com. Our new store hours are Tuesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. on Fox Sports 910.
Well, D-backs are home after a 500 road trip. They'll open a huge three-game series tonight at Chase Field against the Chicago Cubs. We got the Cardinals hosting the Giants on Sunday in Glendale, and ASU and Arizona in action. Welcome in, Roc, Manuch, Jax. We got Richie back in the iHeartRadio studios here on the Friday at our home each and every Friday. That being Wright Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price, Wright Toyota. But we'll have some fun today. Got a lot of stuff to get into, of course. A lot of football to talk about. Got our sounds of the night from last night with the Eagles win over the Vikings. We'll have our locks this hour as well. We're going to have 2 4-packs of Arizona State tickets for tomorrow night to give away, and we're going to do that in about 10 minutes. So we're going to knock that out right away. We're going to give you 4 tickets that are mine that I'm going to personally, and then our friends over at Dos Equis are giving us 4
your personal
tickets
stash,
to give away. My personal stacks. We're going to catch up Mike Yam. You may remember him in the Pac-12 Network. He's been with the NFL Network for quite some time now. We'll go around the league with him at 1:30. It's our Arena Sports Grill report. We'll give you the games to watch, the top 5 games in college that you got to watch tomorrow. Sadly, 3 of the 5 are at the same time. So I'll have that for you. You'll hear our what is this sound here? I got this. I forgot. Eric Moses, the executive director and CEO of the Fiesta Bowl. A new segment with him at 2 o'clock. We'll do it every Friday, kind of go around college football with him, some early bowl predictions as the Guaranteed Rate Bowl and the Verbo Fiesta Bowl. I'll be here at the end of the year. We'll catch up with Kevin Rowe, bringing him back for a Lerner Rowe pick, so you have an opportunity to win a $75 gift card from him. Scott Spreitzer with the locks of the week, as he does each and every Friday. And we're going to talk some pucks. Steve Peters will stop by as well. So a lot going on, and we'll just dive right into it. The top stories this hour. Let's start with the D-backs. Of course, as I mentioned, 500 on their last road trip. They got the Chicago Cubs tonight. This is an important series, a huge series for them, as we'll have Brandon Fault on the mound for the Snakes. Justin Steele, the lefty for the Chicago Cubs, will go at it, as the Cubs currently hold the second National League wild card spot, 2.5 games ahead of the D-backs, Reds, and Giants. So every game counts from here on out. 14 games remaining this season.
Yeah, and you look at some of the teams that are starting to make their run a little bit with, especially look at the Giants. You know, Marlins not far behind, and you got the Reds. I mean, you got 4 teams now pretty much occupying that third spot. And you talk about getting into a scenario where must win all the way or must win the series. And after this 3-game series, Rock, then you got the Giants who are right there on your heels and trying to fight for that wild card spot as well, too. And then you take on the Yankees, go back and take on the Yankees for a 4-game set. Then you got to come back here and take on the Astros, who maybe by that time will have clinched the American League West at that time, and maybe they'll rest a few players and maybe not have quite the lineup. But at that point, I think this bad boy, Rock, may come down to a scenario where it's a, what do they call it, the tiebreaker mode, in reference to how teams did against, in this case, the Diamondbacks against Cincinnati, against the Marlins, and against the Giants. That's why the 2-game set against the Giants is going to be so valuable as well.
Sunday, the Cardinals and the Giants, as the Cardinals open up State Farm Stadium for the 2003 season. As we heard yesterday, if you were listening with Howard Balzer, he made note that the last time the Cardinals had won at home on a Sunday was last October in 2021.
Yeah, that's amazing when you think about that.
2021.
And so much for
October
having any home field advantage for this Cardinals team. And I think what he was saying is the last time the first game they lost, which has been a downhill, they were 7-0 at the time. Then they lost. I think D Hop got hurt, and then you saw James Conner got dinged up, and then Murray was out. But they have not done anything at that facility since then. And so hopefully, you would hope that this team can bow their neck with their defense like they did last week, and then get some semblance, some more continuity and chemistry with the offense. And hopefully Josh Dobbs, I think, will be much improved. He'll have more reps. He's had 3 weeks now, plus a game under his belt. A little more familiarity with the people around him. But I think the big guy, again, if he's healthy and can go 100%, it's going to have to be James Conner once again. Rely on him with the handling a lot of the load. Your tight end's getting involved and maybe taking a couple shots. God forbid. Take a couple shots down the field with your home run hitters, being one Hollywood Brown. Hopefully.
The Cards have won the last 4 games of the head-to-head in this series dating back to 2014. So that's something positive for the Arizona Cardinals. How about the Phoenix Suns? They are in the news today as they are giving fans free antennas. Yes, as the team transitions to broadcasting their games over the air on Channel 3 and Channel 5. So Arizona residents, you can visit suns.com and you can order a free digital antenna and it'll be shipped to you. Now, the manufacturer is called Channel Master. They have partnered with the Suns to provide these antennas, which fans can now install without cable, without satellite, without television subscriptions, and you can watch all 70 of the games that are going to be free over the air for the upcoming season. As you know, they ditched Diamond Sports Group, which was Bally's, for Gray Television, which is Channel 3, Channel 5, as the regional sports broadcasting, as that has just gotten just crazy across the country. So Matt Ishbia said, hey, let's do this. What a great idea. What a clever idea to give everyone that opportunity to watch Suns games by them providing, a $5, $10 antenna, which is probably part of a sponsorship. And this will also work for the Phoenix Mercury as well.
You wonder, so you plug it into the side of your smart TV, I guess.
You don't know how to use it?
The antenna?
Yeah.
We don't have an antenna for our smart TV.
I do. You do, right? I mean, everybody does. I do not.
Yeah. I'm trying to think where if it is. I think it's all built in.
Well, no, I mean, a lot of it has the antenna has the plug, the cable plug. Where your cable comes out.
Yes.
Where you would go on your TV. You plug the antenna to that, and you'll get about 70 channels.
I got you.
80 channels. And where you live?
Yeah.
Because you live so close to South Mountain.
Yeah.
You'll get. Oh my gosh,
a ton.
You'll get more channels than anybody because that's where all the TV stations are.
Yeah,
for the most part.
Just right there. Those antennas.
You see them at night. You hear them.
Yeah, and I think that that's some of the things I think very endearing of Matt Ishbia to get ahead and see something like that. And Suns fans go, wow, this guy gets it. We're going to normal TV. We get Channel 3 anyways, as it is. But if you had this streaming service period, and you want to make your foray back to regular normal TV, that's the way to do it.
And just so you know, D-backs are looking to follow the Suns and Mercury on this deal as well, from shifting their games, of course, right now on your view, as well as on MLB.TV. So they're working on that deal too. So I'm sure we'll hear something from them sooner than later. But I thought that was kind of cool. That was really cool that they are providing antennas. No excuse.
Well, I just think it's just
a
guy that's a forward-thinking and thinking of his fans, and a guy that wants to change the way of the thought process that was with the regime prior to this Phoenix Suns organization. And fans, the players, what can he do to help the players become the best they can be? Talked about facilities. He's going to spend the money, and then as a fan to enjoy this ride, hopefully for many, many years to come, that they can maybe mix in a championship through this ride.
ASU and the University of Arizona are both on their home fields tomorrow. The Devils will host Fresno State. We'll have 2 4-packs of great seats for you here in about 10 minutes. Give you an opportunity to win those. So it'll be real easy. It's just a matter of having a telephone. Wildcats, they'll be hosting UTEP. So both ASU and U of A are 1-1 on the season.
Well, it's going to be I'd say that Fresno State game will be a hell of a game. Devils got to be in sync the entire game, not just for a half. As we talked to assistant head coach and special teams coordinator Charlie Ragle yesterday, they understand what they've got to do. And you got this high potent offense by Mikey Keene, former Chandler High School graduate, and they're hitting on all cylinders. He's got 6 TD passes in 2 games. He's thrown for close to 600 yards. And, Jeff Tedford coach teams are solid. They don't make a lot of mistakes. And, they're very fundamentally sound. So hopefully the Devils, with some of the injuries they've had, can backfill and win this game.
And up north for the first time in 296 days, Northern Arizona, the football program will have their home game at Findlay Toyota Field inside the J. Lawrence Walk-Up Sky Dome there in Flagstaff, as they will host Utah Tech. The game is going to start at 1 o'clock. It is broadcast on ESPN Plus, as well as their radio network. So that's going on tomorrow. Trailblazers come in 0-2, so hopefully they get this first game under their belt after falling to Arizona and North Dakota in their first 2. And they have a cool tradition that they are continuing tomorrow, the running of the freshmen, which is really cool, where all the freshmen get to come out and run on the field. I think that's really cool. That's the student body freshmen, not the players.
And the thing about who is Utah Tech? Well, they were the former Dixie JUCO, Dixie College, Dixie State. It became Dixie Junior College, then became Dixie State. Now they're Utah Tech. So for a lot of you folks that go, Utah Tech, there's a lineage of history of where they came from.
So our top headlines are brought to you every day by the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Great place to watch the game, bet the game. Take the points. Will be broadcasting there tomorrow from 11 to 1. Do you have a full staff tomorrow? Or
me and Mike Gross. Mike Gross back from Wisconsin.
So
no Bauer.
Bauer's still on vacation. This kid, for a guy that doesn't work much, he has more vacations.
He's in Italy, I think.
Is he really?
Yeah,
for a wedding.
Yeah.
For a wedding.
Yeah.
Hey, let's just go to Italy for a wedding.
Did they take the baby, or did the baby stay home? Or he's got a brand new baby. He's still traveling the world. Wow, they just
be nice.
Yeah.
Well, that gives you guys an opportunity to talk. So that's tomorrow from 11 to 1. They got 6 self-service betting kiosks, 3 betting windows, which are open from 8 to 11. You might even see Charles Barkley, which we did on Monday when we were out there. We're going to bring some of that back to you in the 3 o'clock hour as we had an opportunity to talk to him about his golf swing and how it's improved. Got rid of that little hitch.
Yeah.
So we'll discuss that with him, and we'll bring that. Well, we'll bring that to you. It's up on our TikTok page and Twitter and all that other stuff, X, whatever you want to call it. But Monday, we're giving away the cash for watching Monday Night Football. For those of you that came out last week, it was just ironic that at the moment that Aaron Rodgers got hurt, literally, Jackson and I'm out passing out the entry forms, which was right in the beginning of the game. Aaron goes down, and the entire place shuts down. The casino lost power, at least in the CAZ Sportsbook and Sports Bar. The place went dark. All we had was the volume of the game that was on. The POS systems wouldn't work. Nothing was working. Parts of the casino and the games were off, as it was something that had to do with SRP.
1 minute.
I don't know when they got back on. I think it was much later in the night.
Yeah, it was like the whole side of the city, I guess.
Yeah.
When you were driving home, all the traffic lights were off and stuff like that too. But yeah, once Rodgers goes down,
wow,
the whole league.
I mean, literally, it happened in unison because as he got hurt, and we didn't even get a chance to see it. I mean, the review
at all. Replay at all?
No, I
just went dark.
We had a guy on his phone, a Buffalo fan, was sitting there, and he was watching on his phone too. And he's like, "Did you just see what happened?" I'm like, "No, it's dark." So we had to shut her down. So we got some extra money to give away on Monday.
That was I had to be first in 23 years, I would think. Right?
Browns and Steelers. Browns and Steelers will be the game that you'll win some cash. There's a game at 4 o'clock, so we'll be ready for you then. And by the way, the Roc and Manuch Lager is on tap there for $5. So normally $7, but during games and we're there, you can take advantage of that. So good stuff. Well, coming up, we will highlight the Thursday night game as the Eagles took care of business against the Vikings. It'll be our one big lock in college and NFL this week as well. And your chance to win 2 4-packs of tickets for tomorrow's ASU Fresno State game. We are live from Wright Toyota here in North Scottsdale. It's Roc and Manuch today on Fox Sports 910.
Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs try to avoid a shocking 0-2 start when they head south to battle Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars. Sunday at 9:30 Fox Sports 910, presented by HornCars.com. That's HORNE Cars.com.
Head coach Kenny Dillingham and Sun Devil football host Mountain West Conference opponent Fresno State in a highly anticipated matchup Saturday, September 16th at 7:30 p.m. for the annual City of Tempe night. Make Mountain America Stadium echo from the Buttes when the Bulldogs come to town. Single game and mini plan options are available to watch the Sun Devils take on Fresno State. Get your tickets today. Call 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Be there, be loud, and wear gold.
Whether it's beer and wings with the guys or a steak or ribs with that special someone, Tavern Grill Scottsdale is the place to be. Tavern Grill is now the home of Huss Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager. Tavern Grill Scottsdale at 8880 East Via Linda.
Are you living paycheck to paycheck only to find yourself going backwards financially each month? Nobody wants to file bankruptcy, but at many times, it's the best choice. The credit industry wants you to believe that bankruptcy is bad and that it will destroy your credit forever, but that's just not true. In most cases, filing bankruptcy can improve your credit. At Lerner Rowe Law Group, our bankruptcy lawyers only work on bankruptcy cases, and we can file your bankruptcy with $0 down.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys, live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
A homeowner just like you.
Hey.
Decides to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
Yep, I got it. Thank you.
And his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
Duke Sports Grill on Miller and McDowell.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Don't just drink at Duke's, play at Duke's.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Pool, shuffleboard, darts, karaoke, and trivia nights.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Named one of the New Times best bars in town.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Daily food specials.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Where Goose? Miller and McDowell. Scottsdale.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Hold on a second. That's just the music.
It's fine. It's fine.
For life.
Roc and Manuch today from Wright Toyota. Appreciate that. We want to get to our sounds of the night. It's NFL Thursday Night Football, which was a pretty good presentation last night. I thought they did a great job. The halftime was great. I thought the pregame where they did the deal with Mr. Skittles and the
Marshawn
Amish
Lynch
was great.
Amazing.
It was phenomenal. Him trying to milk cows, and it was just they do such a good job. And for those of you that don't understand how the Amazon works, the bars are considered a commercial account. So because the commercial account, that allows them to air the games as part of the DirecTV deal that they have for the ticket. So that includes the Amazon. So at home, you have to have Amazon, or you can watch it on Twitch. But other than that, you're kind of screwed. So I know a lot of the bars out there were pretty happy that those games are not on TV, and if people don't have Amazon Prime, then you have to go to your local establishment for that. So, but here let's give the Minnesota Vikings some love. The game was a 6-point spread, is at least what I got it at, and it ended at a 6-point spread, 34-28, which meant it was a wash, and I didn't make nothing. I got my $25 back.
Just a push.
It's
Just
just complete BS.
Yeah.
Like, let me ask you this, Manuch. I want to make a bet with you.
Okay.
Hey, Eagles are a win by 6.
Yeah.
All right. They win by 6. You should get the money.
You would think.
Not a push.
Yeah, you would think they won by 6. You put your money down. Won by 6. They won by 6.
Jack's point during the break, he's like, all right, well, give me 75% of it, 60% of it.
There's got to be some kind of commonality with that somewhere.
Hawkinson, if you had him in your fantasy last night, here are his 2 back-to-back 5-yard TD receptions.
Ham is in the backfield. Blitz coming. Pressure put on. Caught into the end zone for the touchdown. T.J. Hawkinson. What a drive. Converted a 4th down along the way. Goes 75 yards, 10 plays in 3 minutes and 3 seconds. 3rd and 10. Pressure on Cousins. Steps up. Throws deep downfield. Caught! And that's the rookie Addison for the touchdown.
Yeah. Hawkinson just a big kid. I mean, he's just a big kid. He's basically unstoppable, and he's dang near untackleable as well on top of that. I mean, he's that go-to
Play
guy.
the wrong cut there. I apologize for that. Let's get to the. Do we have the 62-yarder by Addison? Let's fire that one off.
Yeah, that was it. I just
that was
played.
it. Okay. All right. So we had another Hawkinson. He's the one who made that score 34-28. So he had 2 5-yard receptions. You heard the 62-yard Addison just there. Halftime, going into halftime, the Philadelphia Eagles decided to go for a 61-yard field goal to make the score 13-7. Of course, it was good. Here's how that all went down.
I mean, you didn't have the presence of mind, but on a play like that, how can you blame him? 61-yarder is on its way, and it is good. He did it.
It's amazing. And it was like a low line drive, barely. Maybe 62 yards he had in him. Maybe another yard, if that. A big third quarter for Philadelphia. Here's Hurts, his 1-yard touchdown, and then Smith's 62-yard reception.
Here we go. The push, the touchdown. Jalen Hurts takes it in. 3rd and 4. Here comes pressure. There goes the ball wide open. It is Smith again, all the way for the touchdown.
For Hurts and the push, had no trouble with that. They did a bunch of 3rd down conversions with the push. It was so easy for him.
Yeah,
so easy.
And it's just kind of automatic for that team, for him and everybody behind him. The 2-point conversion, they had the same thing. Nice throw on that deep touchdown pass. Nice touch for him to lay that ball up there and allow him to get up underneath that for a huge score. And I think we're going to see a lot more of that from this Eagles team because Hurts has got that big arm. So we saw him displayed maybe just a few times last night. But he laid that ball out, little man-to-man coverage, faked that out route, went up to the post, and he was wide open.
DeAndre Swift, he took center stage last night with 175 yards. You could say he really bailed out Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. Here is his 2-yard touchdown.
You have to win and be sexy. What can I tell you? To the outside. And then to the inside. Touchdown, Swift.
Big game for him. There's your sounds of the night, which are brought to you by the Valley Chevy Dealers. Your Valley Chevy Dealers serving the Valley for over 80 years. See your Valley Chevy Dealers today during their Chevy truck season. Every truck has a story. Make yours a strong one. Chevy truck season. See your Valley Chevy Dealers today. All right, let's get to our locks of the weekend as we give you one college, one pro. We'll give you the results from last week, and then we will look ahead for tomorrow and Sunday.
Yeah, so we all went 1-1.
Okay, good.
Yep. So Manuch had the Vikings to cover against the Bucks. He lost that, but he had Notre Dame to beat NC State by 7. They did that as well. You had Oregon over Texas Tech. They covered, and they won that game. But you also had the Seahawks beating the Rams, which the Rams beat the Seahawks. I had Utah -6.5. Utah won by 7 against Baylor. However, I had the Bengals -2 over the Browns. They lost to the Browns. So 50-50 for all of us.
Take it.
Another week to bounce back. We went undefeated in college, though.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's college. I did well last week. NFL, I did crappy, and it started off like that last night. All right, Manuch, what's your locks tomorrow?
After all the smack talking by Jay Norvell, my lock is Colorado's. Even though they're a 24-point favorite over CSU, that's my lock. They're going to absolutely lay the wood to the Colorado State Rams. I'm going to stick with that. They're going to do it. And then the Bills are getting 8.5 over the Raiders. They're going to cover that. Going to come home after losing that, I'm going to say somewhat embarrassing loss to the Jets, turning it over 4 times. Raiders got to come across country. So I've got that as my lock. The Bills over the Raiders, 8.5.
So you're
I got the Bills covered, minus 8.5.
So, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
I know it's a lot
Yeah.
for an NFL game, but
It
I
was
just think
10.
I got minus 8.
It was 10. What do you mean you? You don't even bet. I love when you say I got this.
Last time I looked, it was
where do
minus
you
8.5.
look, though? Where do you look? You open up a newspaper?
No.
I mean, where do you get your lines?
Line, whether it be ESPN,
Where do you get your lines?
CBS Sports.
All right. Just
or,
curious.
Yeah, wherever.
Curious.
Yeah. I check a couple, 2 or 3 places. Rock.
All right, Western Michigan. That is your lock tomorrow. Put it down. Just put it down. I mean, it is the lock of the year. The lock of the year. 28.5. Iowa. Come on. Iowa can't score 28 points.
Let alone a game. It takes them 3 games to score 28 points. That could be the lock of the year, Rock, minus 28. You're wondering where they're going to get them. Where's it going to come from?
Hawkeyes beat Utah State by 10, and that spread was 24.
Mm-hmm.
They beat Iowa State 20-13 on the road, covering a 3.5-point underdog in that one. But I think this one, I really like Western Michigan. They just need to put one score. I think they're going to be okay. When it comes to the NFL game, this was a little tough for me. But I took this bet on Saturday of last week, and that was the Chiefs were favored by 2.5 over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, I know you can go back to the AFC playoffs last year and these two teams, but I can't imagine the Kansas City Chiefs going 0-2 on the season.
I can't either.
There's just no way. I just by Mahomes wearing his uniform, he gets 3 points.
Yeah,
just by him suiting up, it's 3 points. All right, Jax.
I hate to say this, but I'm going Kansas State -4 at Missouri.
Oh,
I think the
that's a
spread
tough
is too
one.
low there. I didn't
Give
see
me your
a whole
money,
lot
right? Just hand me your dollars.
But I mean, it's
I
a
hope
statement-
so, Jax.
It's a
I
statement
hope
game
so.
for Kansas State. Will Howard and the boys, SEC road game. It won't be easy, but I think they cover. And then I got the Packers money line against the Falcons. I'm shocked that they're the underdogs against the Falcons. I think the Falcons are probably one of the most overrated teams in football right now with Desmond Ridder at quarterback. However, they got a good defense. I like Jordan Love and the Packers to win.
I saw the spread was -1 as of this
Yeah,
morning.
it's like 1.5 right now. But by the time the kickoff comes, it's probably going to be a pick 'em.
Yeah, at Atlanta, still not sure if Love's still the real deal. That's probably what the handicappers are thinking.
So my alma mater has Iowa State. It's not like every day a Mid-American, school, Ohio, you get to play Iowa State, the Cyclones. But it's interesting that Iowa State's just -3. I guess I worked for Ohio football for 5 years, and I think I saw 3 wins and 2 ties, in all those games that I witnessed and worked and did stats and all that kind of stuff.
Well, you got a pretty good quarterback there, Rocket.
Yeah,
Ohio.
but he's always banged up, so
he's pretty good.
We'll see, but Iowa State's a pretty good football team too, and for them to go into Athens is impressive. All right, we have 2 4-packs of tickets for tomorrow's Arizona State Fresno State game on Frank Cush Field. Games are 7:30, and 4 tickets, good seats, real good seats. If you like them, 602-260-9191, 602-260-9191. Take callers 5 and 6, 2 4-packs of tickets. We'll get your name, email, phone number, boom. I'll pop them out to you. I'll send them to you personally, and they are yours. Hey, tomorrow, Buckeyes take on Western Kentucky. Game time, 1 o'clock. Place to watch is Upper Crust in Phoenix, your official Ohio State alumni home. Coming up, Week 2 of the NFL is underway. Eagles beat the Vikings, of course, last night, but there are a lot of great storylines heading into Sunday. We'll catch up with Mike Yam, NFL Network studio host, next. It's Fox Sports 910.
Series in which they stumbled against the Mets. Now Torey Lovello and company have a big-time weekend series at home.
Bottom line is the Cubs are in town, and it's going to be a great series. We're looking forward to that, and we got to play good baseball. We're not going to just be able to home our way through the 3 games against Cubs.
The Snakes, Giants, and Reds are tied for the final wild card spot in the NL. just a half game clear of the Marlins. The home opener for the Cardinals on Sunday as they take on the equally 0-1 New York Giants. When ASU meets Fresno State tomorrow, Bryce Pierre will get the start at tight end in place of the injured Jalen Conyers. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
We're your neighbors. You should stop by for a visit. We're Casino Arizona. Come on in. Our slots are spinning, our dealers are dealing, and everyone's yelling bingo. Isn't it about time you see your friends again? So stop by to say hello. Stay a while. Relax. Enjoy yourself. We'd love to see you again. Hey, this place was made to entertain. We're your Casino, Arizona.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard managers,
Yep, I got ready, Manuch. Sorry, I was on the line with the call here.
If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider, locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Level up your listening with Bose Quiet Comfort Ultra headphones. Breakthrough Bose immersive audio makes everything sound crazy natural. World-class noise cancellation gets quieter than before, and the high-fidelity audio is tailored to your ears only. Dive in deeper at bose.com/iHeart.
When you buy Kroger brand products, you feel like you're winning. That's because they offer proven quality at lower than low prices. In fact, we guarantee that you and your family will love how Kroger brand products taste, or you get your money back. So next time you're shopping for the family, look for delicious Kroger brand products, because they'll make you all feel like you're winning. Shop now, in-store, or online. Fries, fresh for everyone.
It's the best time of the year. The NFL is back. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code SPORTS to sign up. New customers can take home $200 in bonus bets instantly for betting just $5. That's code SPORTS, only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. The crown is yours.
Mike's ready.
Plus, Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show. Live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale. And online at wrighttoyota.com.
Third and 4. Here comes pressure. There goes the ball wide open. It is Smith again. All the way for the touchdown.
Eagles kicked off week 2 with that 34-28 takedown of the Vikings last night in Philadelphia. As Hurts did just enough to get it done. Kirk Cousins put impressive fantasy numbers up. However, those turnovers continue to haunt this Viking team. Joining us now, and someone who's joined us quite a bit in his past job, but now, of course, with the NFL Network, as we mentioned earlier, Mike Yam joins us now on the Right to the Guest line here on Fox Sports Phoenix. How we doing, Mike? Roc and Manuch, what's going on?
Doing great, boys. Always good to be with you and appreciate the invite.
Yeah, well, no, we appreciate having you on as always. All right, since you're there, the NFL Network, it doesn't get any bigger than that. Can you tell us who's Zach Wilson's backup for the New York Jets?
It's been the mystery of the week.
I just looked on the depth charts. I don't see anybody. You have any inside scoop?
Yeah. Well, I don't think they're making any moves, guys. I mean, it's been a hot topic of conversation, at least in our office, about, what's next. Do they go and try to find another quarterback now that Aaron Rodgers is down and is on the mend at this point from that Achilles surgery. But look, they're rolling with Zach. He's going to be their guy. I don't know how much depth there is behind him. Now, clearly, I believe it was Tim Doyle, who they brought in this offseason, who they were really comfortable, more specifically Aaron Rodgers was really comfortable with. But, he wasn't even active for that game the other night against Buffalo. So I think you guys raise a really good point. And it's funny, I think maybe even during the broadcast, if I'm not mistaken, was it Randall Cobb who had played a little quarterback at some point in high school? Yeah. So it's a little uphill battle here at this point. But I think right now, from a Jets perspective, they feel like they got the one guy, maybe even on the planet, who is most ready to lead this team's offense in week number 2. Remember, like short week, you start thinking about, coming off a Monday night game and relearning a playbook, and they kind of have to roll with Zach. And not for nothing, they were 5-1 last year with Zach at the helm to start the season. So he has shown that he can lead this football team, but I think everyone now has to temper those expectations.
And I think also, Mike, is that Boyle he knows the Nathaniel Hackett system per se. He's been there and done that. But to that point, we saw some moves that Jets tried to make. They blocked the practice squad player Brett Rippon from the Rams. They don't want him leaving. And think about that. If you're going to trade for a backup quarterback, they're going, well, wait a second. We're not trading our backup. We need him just in case our guy goes down. So they're kind of caught between the old proverbial rock and a hard spot, unless you want to bring Joe Flacco back or Carson Wentz or whomever.
Once again, those options are limited. It was funny. I was watching postgame on NFL Network during the week. So it was Monday night, actually. Yeah, obviously, because that's the day that he went down. And it was funny because Mike Garafolo, one of our insiders, was on the show, and Siciliano just goes, hey, should we be having this Tom Brady conversation at this point? And Mike was very quick to squash that. And I don't think it goes down that path, but I think it screams to the point that you guys are raising, which is, hey, what if? What does happen here if Zach does go down? And it was a fluky situation in some respects on Rodgers getting hurt, but we've all seen football our entire lives and watched some of these games, and we know how difficult it is at times for players to stay healthy. It is a physical sport. It's a violent sport at times, and really from play to play, you just don't know necessarily what's going to happen. I talked to a former tight end actually a couple weeks ago. It was a buddy of mine, and he said, I think a lot of players play the game with a healthy fear, and I think that's a good way of characterizing it, what it's like for these guys every single Sunday. But to your point, if Zach goes down, we got a real problem in New York.
Mike Yam joining us here, NFL Network studio host on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910. A lot of intriguing games this weekend for just week 2. The Chiefs, the Bengals, both trying to avoid 0-2 starts. Is there a particular game or two that you're really queuing in on that, hey, if this team does lose this game or this team wins this game, it's really going to make a difference moving forward?
Yeah, I feel good about Cincinnati against Baltimore. You got 4 starters right now for Baltimore not playing in this game, and I find it hard to believe that a week 2 performance from Joe Burrow is going to look like week number 1. So I feel good from their perspective. I got to be honest with you guys. Chiefs Jags, to me, is one of the best games of the weekend. And I think on paper, people would say, yeah, okay, that makes some sense here. But consider this. Chiefs lose in week number 1. The Jags are at home for this one. They got an opportunity to go 2-0, right? In that division, that's winnable, which I think most of us would still point to Jacksonville as the team in that division. And then potentially at the end of the season own a tiebreaker against Kansas City because of this head-to-head. This one's really important from a Jacksonville perspective. So I think the juice around that one is certainly big time, and maybe a little less of a high-flying game, although they were definitely high-flying in week number 1. But Miami going to New England, to me, I don't know why. I feel like Belichick might have something here. Tua, by the way, has never lost to Belichick, which I was surprised. I was looking at some of the numbers earlier this morning. He could be 5-0 if they win this coming weekend. But there's something that tells me, I was impressed by what I saw from the Patriots against Philadelphia in week number 1. I thought the offense looked better with Mac, and that defense is no joke. So tough road trip here. for Miami, open up in Los Angeles, fly back cross country, and have to try to beat the Patriots in the division game. I think that one could be a sneaky good matchup.
Well, speaking of LA, right there in your building, I feel that the Niners coming in to take on the Rams, and how the hell the Rams pulled that off in Seattle last week. Not so much a mystery because you're watching you're watching the quarterback scenario with this team and all that they're doing. But I'm curious to see how this Ram takes on Brock Purdy and this offense and the weapons is really in that defense that the 49ers have as well.
The Niners put up the best performance in week one that I think of any of those teams that we watched. I'm with you. I think from a Rams perspective, I didn't anticipate. I don't know if I even mentioned this to you guys when I was on with you last. Like, I felt Seattle had a little bit of a squad here. I thought they were going to make some noise, and they didn't look great. I think they got to figure out ways to generate a pass rush. But for a team like the Rams that's got a young roster, so much turnover, 8 defensive starters from a season ago that are not with this team, and the fact that they don't have Cooper Kupp because he's on IR, and it's Tutu Atwell, and it's Puka Nacua, and those guys are the ones leading this team. I thought that was as impressive of a win as you could possibly throw out there, considering the expectation level and the personnel that they're throwing out there. McVay, tip the cap to him, but the Niners looked friggin' dominant. That defense alone would scare the bejesus out of me. And Brock continues to slice up defenses here. And I don't know how it happens, but it has consistently happened with Brock Purdy. And I guess this is what happens when you're Mr. Irrelevant. But I think we're well past the point of consistently downing this guy. He's going to be in line for a huge contract. I'm not suggesting it's Justin Herbert or Joe Burrow money, but this team consistently wins with him. They don't lose when he finishes a football game. And I get it. He's got a better supporting cast than most players in the NFL. But if that's the case, why is Trey Lance in Dallas? Like, to me, Brock Purdy deserves a ton of credit, and I couldn't be more impressed.
Mike Yam, NFL Network, here with us today. Mike, when you look at the Arizona Cardinals, I'm just kind of curious what the perception is from the NFL Network when you look at this team. The fan base here all figured, hey, they're throwing in the towel this year. No quarterback, brand new coach. I think I had a stat last week, 27 guys that were on the roster last Sunday hadn't been on with a team the previous year. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff going on. What is the overall perception of this Arizona Cardinal team for 2023?
I think everyone starts thinking about 2024. If I'm being totally honest with you.
That's fair.
That's been, look, I'd love to see Kyler out there. I'd love to see him healthy. I'd love to see, what this team can be with him in this lineup. And at some point we will get to see that. And I think it'll be a benefit for the fan base, certainly down there. But it's hard not to think about the turnover that we're seeing from a coach's perspective, from even at times a personnel perspective with this team. We typically, and I'm sure you guys do as well, and I get it. You guys are down in that area, so of course you're going to talk about the Cardinals. But when you have these NFL conversations, you guys are asking me about the premier teams in the NFL. And I think there's a common denominator with a lot of those squads. It's steady leadership at the top, and you're not seeing this revolving door on changing scheme, changing coaches, having a franchise reset. Like, that's been the story around this team for a while. And I hope to God, it doesn't change. We're not talking about more upheaval, 2 years from now. But if this team doesn't do well, there's the Caleb Williams factor, and I get that. But go tell the players in that locker room that that's the case. Are you kidding me? Can you imagine having that conversation with Budda Baker?
No.
You can't. These dudes are out there trying to go and win right now. And I don't think they're worried about quarterback. The guy that's not even in the NFL right now. It's how do we take care of business against a Giants team who looked vulnerable after what we saw in week number 1. But I think the perspective, and you asked about what's happening in the conversations around this team in HQ here. I think a lot of us go, how good could this team be? And, the answer in the short term is not great. And I think that's why there's this narrative around Caleb Williams and what happens in the draft.
Mike, we always love having you on, man. Have a great weekend of football. We appreciate you making time for us.
Yeah, you guys are the best, man. Enjoy the games.
Yeah, thank you. Mike Yam, NFL Network. Follow him on Twitter at Mike_Yam. I wish we had the time. I do want, next time we have him on, I do want to get his thoughts on the Pac-12 Network. He was the main lead in the studio there at Pac-12 Network for so many years.
He was the lead dog.
Yeah. Hey, this weekend, watch all the games at Twin Peaks, 5 Valley locations. We've teamed up with Blue Moon and Coors Lights. We're giving away 5 65-inch big screen TVs. All you got to do to enter is text PEAKS to 59925. That's PEAKS to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. Coming up, it's our Arena Sports Grill Game Day Report. I pulled together what I think are the 5 most watched games for college football this weekend. And fear not, no, I'll hold that. I'll hold that thought. More Roc and Manuch next.
Clear. This is The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
For two of them to come out to the West Coast, Chris, and I get it, it's just one game, and the Chargers aren't world beaters or anything, but my God, I didn't expect these kind of things from him.
And one of the major questions is his health.
Right, can he stay healthy? But I'm just saying, what a triumphant return to the field.
With Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. Today at 4, tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Cream locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of Game Day.
Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction. Like Wright Toyota. Make the right choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard. And online at wrighttoyota.com.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe, here to tell you the biggest thing I've learned about insurance companies over the years, and it's really simple. They don't care about you. That's it. Insurance companies are publicly traded companies who have an obligation to their shareholders to deliver profits. They have teams of investigators, adjusters, and lawyers all working against you from the moment you call them, and they want to pay you as little as possible for your injuries. Hurt in a wreck? Don't be a victim of the insurance companies. Call Lerner and Rowe today.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Looking for the perfect destination to perfect your putting? Welcome to Putting World, the ultimate 18-hole indoor putting course designed to delight golf enthusiasts of all levels. Immerse yourself in the art of putting as you navigate our greens. Whether you're a seasoned golfer or a curious beginner, Putting World promises an unforgettable experience for everyone. Swing by today to elevate your golf game to new heights. Visit us at the Scottsdale Promenade or learn more at puttingworld.com.
Your employees keep your company humming. So count on the Hartford Group Benefits Insurance to provide the world-class coverage and customer care that your workforce deserves. From supplemental health benefits and income protection to coverage for life and loss, the Hartford delivers the flexible products to meet life's ever-changing needs. Fuel your company's success with quality benefits from the Hartford. The Bucks got your back. Learn more about group benefits at thehartford.com/benefits.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Let's get ready for football!
Ball at 50. The latest top football story trending this hour. Right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
All right, presented by Arena Sports Grill, the home of Husker football. You watch all the games at Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale. Tomorrow it's the Huskers and Northern Illinois. Kickoff is at 4 o'clock. Get there early as it will be absolutely packed. That is where you watch Husker football. But let's get to week 3 of college football as it kicks off tomorrow at 9 a.m. You got 4 top 25 programs in action. Number 7, Penn State, they'll be on the road to Illinois, face the Fighting Illini. While number 3 ranked Florida State, the Seminoles, they head to Massachusetts to take on Boston College. The biggest game on the docket, at least in my opinion, is the SEC game between LSU and Mississippi State there in Starkville. Can the Tigers avoid going 1-2 with a battle against the undefeated Bulldogs? Because if LSU loses this game, they can kiss any hope of going to the college football playoff goodbye completely. You got some midday games. Ohio State hosting undefeated Western Kentucky. Yes, undefeated Western Kentucky. But the spread's like 80, so I don't think you have to worry about that.
30.
Backyard brawl tomorrow. That's back at it. West Virginia hosting Pittsburgh. Tennessee gets to pay a visit to Gainesville. That's tomorrow night. That is number 11 ranked Volunteers. Michigan will also be playing their final game without Jim Harbaugh as they host Bowling Green. ESPN College Game Day. They'll be in Boulder. That'll start at 6 a.m. And then you got the big noon kickoff, which starts at 7 a.m. So both of them will be there. There's also talk that 60 Minutes is there as well. But I put together, I think, is the 5 most watched games of the college football weekend. And fear not, there are much better weeks coming up, but this will get you through tomorrow. There are 3 games that are on at the same time. You got South Carolina at Georgia. I know this is one of those that, all right, Georgia's so good they're going to blow them out, but you never know. South Carolina's still an SEC team. They have nothing to lose in this. If they can make it close, I think that'll be great. So that's a good one. Another game, SDSU at number 16, Oregon State. This is one that I think a lot of people need to watch. San Diego State is all about their defense. On the other side of the ball at Oregon State, it's all about their offense. So this should be a good game. It will be a lot closer than I think people think. Alabama at South Florida. As Nick Saban, could his team lose again? They have not lost 2 games in a row since 2013 when they lost to Auburn in the Iron Bowl and then followed up with a loss in Oklahoma in the Sugar Bowl. So that doesn't happen much for them. We'll see what happens in this one. Second game, Tennessee at Florida. I think this is still always going to be a good game. Tennessee's still in the top 25. We'll see what Florida can do. They didn't look too good in the first game this season. And then Colorado State, at Colorado. That is the 7:00 game on ESPN. Let's face it, it's Coach Prime and the Colorado offense. All the talk all week. We're going to talk about Shadegate, which is a big deal right now. We'll talk about that a little bit later. They're going up against a Colorado team that gave up 50 points the last time they played. Yeah, 50. So you want to take the over most likely in this one. So those are your top 5 games. The way that they are set, the first 5 I mentioned, South Carolina, Georgia, SDSU, Oregon State, and Alabama at South Florida. Both those games are on at 12:30. Tennessee, Florida is 4. And then Colorado State at Colorado is 7.
Game I'm intrigued to watch will be Northern Illinois at Nebraska. Matter of fact, been training Rocky Lombardi for like 6 or 7 years, starting quarterback for Northern Illinois. Came back and beat Boston College in the first game in overtime. Lost to Southern Illinois last week. Chubba Purdy, the backup quarterback at Nebraska. Love to see a couple of guys I've been working with. Chubba since 8th grade. Rocky since freshman year in college. But that could be one of those games where Northern Illinois, they come into Cornhusker land, and God forbid you see the Cornhuskers lose another game. And could you imagine that team going 0-3 there in Lincoln, Nebraska?
Coaches say not to look ahead, but I'm not a coach, so I'm looking ahead. Week 4. Number 6, Ohio State at number 9, Notre Dame. Number 17, Ole Miss at number 10, Alabama. Number 18, Colorado at number 13, Oregon. Number 25, Iowa at number 7, Penn State. You want to keep going? Number 24, UCLA at number 12, Utah. Number 16, Oregon State at number 23, Washington State. And how about FSU at Clemson?
That's called football nirvana, right?
Wow.
That is called college football nirvana.
Is that just
that's
absolutely
awesome? That's good stuff right there.
And I mean, I think that's just unbelievable.
Can we just press
Texas
forward?
At Baylor?
Yep.
That's another good one. But wow, Colorado at Oregon.
2.
I think ESPN will go there again too.
That's going to be the true litmus test for Coach Prime and his team. And I think that another one, That you look at all those teams. ASU's got to go take on this USC team.
Yeah,
that's going to be talk about a litmus test for Kenny Dillingham and his Sun Devils.
At least it's here.
Yeah, it'll be here.
There you have it. Your Arena Sports Grill update. Again, Huskers and Arizona. Watch all the games at Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale. Huskers, Northern Illinois, as Manuch mentioned, 4 o'clock, and tomorrow is the official watch party there. Everything's up on our website at Roc and Manuch. Coming up in hour number 2, we will catch up with the CEO and executive director of the Verbo Fiesta Bowl and Guarantee Rate Bowl, Eric Moses. We'll have our Learner and Row Pick'em contest. We're bringing that back, where you can win yourself a nice gift card, and sports handicapper from DocSports.com, Scott Spreitzer, all joining us in hour number 2. So looking forward to that. Still plenty of time to get in our Fan Pick'em, which is presented to you by Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light. Just go to fanpick'em.com. Weekly man cards are at stake, $5,000 for the overall winner, and it's all there at fanpick'em.com. So hour number 2 is coming up. We're out here at Wright Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price. Wright Toyota. It's Roc and Manuch with you today. Fox Sports 910.
Clear.
Football on Monday nights continue this season live from the Sportsbook in CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona with Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, and the rest of the Fox Sports 910 team. Win your share of the cash prizes through our Progressive Kickoff Jackpot Contest, Quarter Squares, Football Bingo, and Propositions Contests. It's year 23. Doors open at 3. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's Monday Night Tailgate Party at Casino, Arizona.
Need to upgrade that big screen TV with a new 4K 65-incher? Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B, along with Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light, are giving away 5 smart TVs, one for each of the 5 Twin Peaks locations. Text PEAKS to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. Enter daily. That's PEAKS to 59925. Twin Peaks, your football headquarters.
The NFL is back, and your free iHeartRadio app is your home for the NFL Podcast Network with full coverage of all 32 NFL teams. Get in-depth analysis from the pros on Around the NFL. Win bragging rights in this year's draft with tips from the NFL Fantasy Football Podcast and more. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Wireless headphones. That'll be $200.
I'll use my Capital One Quicksilver card.
Now that's a hit. You used the Capital One Quicksilver card, which makes you the hero of every purchase. With Quicksilver, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere.
I wanted running music, but unlimited 1.5% cash back is pretty heroic.
Good instincts. Every hero needs a theme song. The Capital One Quicksilver card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
CEOs You Should Know gives you an opportunity to learn from the top business executives across Arizona. Hey, it's Rob Hunter. I'm excited to learn. So join in by searching CEOs You Should Know Phoenix on your free iHeartRadio app.
Football is back and in full swing with another week of epic games. And who's got you covered on the action for every single one of them? DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Listen to this. New customers can bet $5 on football and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Nobody's missing out on the action this season. All DraftKings customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every game day this September. Get in on the NFL Week 2 action with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now and use code 910 to sign up. New customers can bet just $5 and take home $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code 910. The crown is yours. 21 and over, Arizona only. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Monday from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
Despite the fact they're playing a team that was pummeled by the Cowboys 40-0 at home last week, the Cardinals' Budda Baker is wary of one of the Giants' weapons.
When you have a great back like Saquon, you know that's going to be the way they start the game, trying to get him involved. And, that's going to be our job to stop the run.
Baker is questionable for the game. Brandon Pfaadt gets the call for the Diamondbacks. Open a big series against the Cubs, who are currently second in the NL wildcard chase. The Snakes will take their hacks against southpaw Justin Steele. He's 16-3 with a 2.49 ERA. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
Starting to warm up as we head into the weekend today. Look for temperatures close to 101 degrees. For tonight, we'll see those temperatures dipping down into those upper 70s. And then for the weekend, warming up, 104 for Saturday, 102 for Sunday. For the Fox 10 Weather Experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Pfizer. Seems like COVID's everywhere again, but there's good news from Pfizer. This season's updated COVID-19 shots are now available for ages 6 months and up, and they're designed to better protect against recent variants. Ask your pharmacist or doctor and schedule at vaccines.gov. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Yep, I got him.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. And is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On Fox Sports 910.
George Sanders looking. Steps up, wants to run. Touchdown, Colorado.
Texas back in Bama territory. Ewers from the pocket. Now he'll waft one downfield. A ton of air running underneath it. Worthy's got it for a touchdown.
All right, time for our weekly visit with the executive director and CEO of the Verbo Fiesta Bowl and the Guaranteed Rate Bowl, Eric Moses. This is our opportunity to check in on the bowl selection process, talk some college football regarding two of the top bowl games in the country. Just think, we're 102 days from the Guaranteed Rate Bowl on December 26th at Chase Field. Of course, the big one, 108 days for the Verbo Fiesta Bowl on January 1st at State Farm Stadium, which it'll be here before you know it. Eric Moses now on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910. How we doing, Eric? What's going on?
I mean, I was doing all right until I got a countdown clock on both of our games, and now I feel like I need to stay in the office.
Eric, come on. Let's be honest. You've been on the clock since you dotted on the line to work there, right? You've been waiting for this. Last year, I remember you were just walking around, just checking it all out. You were not really officially on board yet, but you had your jacket. You're feeling it all out, and now this is on your watch now, right? This is it. This is it.
That's true. That's true, and I'm looking forward to it. I mean, talk about having craziness going on in college football that all of us are trying to figure out how to navigate with conference realignment, all these things happening. One thing that this season has reminded us of is why college football is special.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. All of the stuff that's happening with Dion in Colorado, what the Pac-12 is doing. I mean, this is the reason why what we do is so important and so special and so fun to participate in.
How about if Colorado just keeps going and they're in the Fiesta Bowl? Everybody have to get a hat and shades, right? I mean, you guys could do a sponsorship, get that rolling there at State Farm. It'd be a lot of fun to see Colorado here. You know, they'll travel. They'll sell that baby out in a week.
Well, we'll get a preview, Eric. They're going to be here at Sun Devil Stadium on October 7th, just a couple weeks away, and we'll see with prime time. Maybe, speaking of prime time, pardon the Freudian slip there, but I mean, that's going to be that excitement around college football. It's kind of the buzz in all of college football.
Yeah, I'm loving it, and frankly, I think it's good for college football. It's surely awakened the folks in Colorado and their fan base that hadn't been this excited since Bill McCartney was there back in the 90s. 7.26 million viewers in that first game, 8.73 million viewers last week against Nebraska. I mean, they're walking the talk.
Eric, I want to go into something that I think is pretty cool that the Bulls getting involved in. For those of you not aware, they've teamed up with Superstar Car Wash, great partners, and they have this Friday night showdown where a bunch of Yellow Jackets and volunteers are going and supporting high school football. How was that created? Because it's all over social media. It's all over the place. I think it's great we're out there in the community and people are having an opportunity to see what the Fiesta Bowl is all about.
Well, as you know, I mean, the core of what we do is kind of youth sports and education on the charitable side and the community impact side. And so it's a natural kind of extension of what we do as a football organization and as an organization that is here to invest back into communities across Arizona. So, I got here and thought, look, we need to be in relationship with football people wherever they are, whether that's flag, grassroots, Pop Warner, high school, all of it. And so we have a great director of football engagement named Rixer, who is helping us to put this together, helping us to bring new life to our youth football clinics, and helping us to make certain that we are using our megaphone and our microphone to help amplify what our student athletes across the state are doing, especially at the high school level.
Eric, I think it's great. Matter of fact, we're going to go do the broadcast up at Miami Globe for the 100th year reunion of Miami taking on Globe. So I'm hiking up there after the show. And the other thing you said was flag, the girls' flag. There's 62 teams that are sanctioned throughout the state of Arizona. Matter of fact, I train some of the girl quarterbacks as well, too, and I love it. But I'm glad you've incorporated that piece of it as well, too, because that's going to become a staple for many, many years to come. And the girls absolutely love it.
No, it's fantastic to see that. And, football's for everyone. And I don't think we need to put limitations on how folks can enjoy this sport or who can enjoy this sport. And whatever iteration of it draws their attention, whether that's flag, whether that's high school, whether that's college or pro. All I know is that we want to be involved in engaging this community around football as often as we can, wherever we can.
Eric Bose is joining us. He is the CEO and executive director of the Verbo Fiesta Bowl and Guaranteed Rate Bowl here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910. Are we even allowed to ask you at this point on September 15th on who you think is going to be in either of these two bowl games? I mean, I don't know how that works. Or is the ED allowed to predict who he thinks may be in the game? I don't know how that works. I didn't get the clear from Scott Lightman, the PR guy, if I was allowed to ask that or not.
Look, and it wasn't in my manual whether or not I'm allowed to answer it. So this is the blind leading the blind.
Yeah, there we go.
Look, I think it would be silly of me to try to put forth any kind of prediction on that. I will say, given the 8 Pac-12 teams that are ranked right now, that who knows, there could be a Pac-12 team in it. I mean, these guys, the quarterbacks in that league.
Yes.
It's just unbelievable to watch the quarterback play in that league this year. And so I have no idea. I know we will have 2 very competitive teams in both of our games, and I just can't wait to see how it plays out. In fact, I'm going down to Texas to take part in the CFP mock selection exercise next week to see exactly how those decisions get made by the CFP selection committee of which teams go into that top 12 ranking and then get distributed to the New Year's Six Bowl. So maybe I'll know more when I get back.
Okay.
Well, and speaking of, I'm an old Big 8 guy, Eric, because you know that from there. But the Big 12 now is 14 teams. So that Guaranteed Rate Bowl is going to have quite the selection now that you've got, those additional teams in the Big 12.
We are very pleased to be partnered with the Big 10 and the Big 12 in the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. Both of those conferences look to be in solid shape and going to be around for a long time. And so we're excited about that and hoping to make that game in many ways much more compelling and continue to make a big deal out of it, because to your earlier points, we've got 2 top postseason college football games played right here in the Valley at the end of the year. And so we got to make certain that people know what a privilege it is to be able to see that kind of competition go on right here in our backyard.
Eric, is there a game or two that you got to watch? You get the honeydew list done tomorrow, but you're like, hey, between 12:30 and 3:30, I'm watching this game, or 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock, whatever it may be. Is there a game that you're really intrigued about?
Well, I try to watch my Tar Heels every weekend if I can see them. So I try to do that. So far, so good, although we had some trouble with App State last week, but we'll take the win.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to be at the UCLA North Carolina Central game this weekend out in Los Angeles with my North Carolina ties and wanting to see that. Obviously, understanding UCLA will be a big favorite in that, but the ability of their AD Martin Germain to host that game. His mom is a alum of North Carolina Central, and you guys know with those FCS teams taking these big games where you're likely to get your brains kicked in, but a big paycheck is part of the way that some of these schools really make their athletic department budget each year. And so, just really looking forward to being in the Rose Bowl and witnessing that.
Eric, we appreciate you take time to do this. So hopefully we do this every week, every other week. It'd be great to have you on talking college football. At least in the next month, we'll probably get you to have to give us a team or two that
a projection, Eric.
Yeah,
projection.
We know it's going to change, but we'll see how it all works out. But we appreciate you making time for us, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for the time.
I appreciate it, and shout out to my guy Wyatt Horton at Pinnacle, the quarterback, who is our superstar of the game last night. He did it up real big, so shout out to Wyatt.
There you go. That's Eric Moses joining us here on the Right to the Guest Line, Fox Sports 910. Again, Fiesta Bowl right now. Tickets are available for both the Guaranteed Rate Bowl and the Verbo Fiesta Bowl. 26th at Chase Field for the Guaranteed Rate Bowl, and then January 1st at State Farm Stadium for the Verbo Fiesta Bowl. And, of course, the parade will be coming up, which is presented by Lerner and Rowe. And Kevin's going to join us here in about 5 minutes. So catch up with him for some picks. So you'll have an opportunity to take his money. Yeah, it's his gift card. So you got to beat him to get his gift card. So we'll have that for you. But we do want to remind you on Monday, we'll be back in the 23rd year of hosting the Monday night tailgate at the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Every Monday, we give you an opportunity to get a piece of the bag, so to speak, of cash as we do that with our kickoff challenge. The way that works is after every kickoff, I pull out a name out of the hopper, and we give you $1 a yard on the return. So they run about 50-yard line, we give you $50 cash. If they run it back for a touchdown and the conversion is successful, I give you whatever is in that jackpot. It's a progressive jackpot that we add $25 to it after every single kickoff. This week, we'll be doing props. So every time there's a prop, I pull out a name. I give you $25. We also do squares. You get 2 sets of squares, first quarter and third quarter. They're all worth $25. They're numbers. So if the scorer matches, you win. It's that easy. And then about 2 weeks, I'll have football bingo going on. So another way for you to win money. It's all free. Just be present in the CAZ Sportsbook Sports Bar there in Casino, Arizona. Got 2 games on Monday. Carolina and New Orleans.
Yes, Saints.
That'll be the 4 o'clock game, and then the 5 o'clock game, which will be the cash game. That'll be Browns and Steelers. So if you need more information, I don't know why you would, but it's all up on our website at Roc and Manuch.
Well, what you guys are doing, Rock Fiesta Bowl, am I going to see you with this superstar car wash out in some of the high schools? Come on out with your yellow jacket.
I was invited to go last night.
Last night at Pinnacle,
and I could not do that because of my
obligations.
My obligations of watching the Philadelphia Eagles. So I had had to work. So
you had an assignment last
but
night?
I did get the invite, and I was planning on going. I plan on going. I think it's pretty cool. There's a bunch of guys that go every week and get out there and have some fun supporting high school football. So I think it's really cool that they're doing that. I really think that's cool. It's something that we've never done before. And I'm proud of the committee for doing that.
I think it's awesome. It's outstanding. I think that with high school football, the way it's growing, and we're excited to go up there up to Miami and Globe in Miami, the 100th year that those schools both opened up and going back to 1923. And I think this is the 102nd annual game, but they've been going after 100 years. So we're going to go up there. Some of them, it's a 2-way, it's a 3, but some of the rivalries throughout this entire state. And I'm glad you guys are getting involved because there's some outstanding football. And there's a lot of D1 kids that are out there, or even FBS, FCS kids that those colleges are coming in and seeing a plethora of these young men and moving on to the next level.
So we wouldn't be on the air if it wasn't for our next guest who will be joining us in just a couple minutes, Kevin Rowe from Lerner and Rowe. We have our Lerner and Rowe Pick'em contest next. We'll take caller 5 to compete. We'll take your info off the air for these over-unders, which will be ASU quarterback Jaden Rashada will have over-under 250 yards passing. Cardinals running back James Conner will have over-under 100 yards of total offense. Cards defense will sack Giants quarterback Daniel Jones over-under 3 times. And the winner and scorer, the UCLA North Carolina Central game. Yeah, that is on there, but we're having fun with that since Kevin's dad went to UCLA. So that's next. 5th caller, 602-260-9191. You'll get a chance to compete against the counselor, Kevin Rowe, for a $50 gift card next. You listen to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from Wright Toyota on Fox Sports 910.
Monday on the Clip, as guardian of the tank, I am allowing the Cardinals to beat the Giants. Will they? We'll react to it. Plus, is ASU in the midst of a quarterback controversy? 6:05 on the Drive, Fox Sports 910, and your free iHeartRadio app.
Need a new big screen for the football season? Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light has your chance right now. Text PEAKS to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. That's PEAKS to 59925.
Looking for the perfect destination to perfect your putting? Welcome to Putting World, the ultimate 18-hole indoor putting course designed to delight golf enthusiasts of all levels. Immerse yourself in the art of putting as you navigate our greens. Whether you're a seasoned golfer or a curious beginner, Putting World promises an unforgettable experience for everyone. Swing by today to elevate your golf game to new heights. Visit us at the Scottsdale Promenade or learn more at puttingworld.com.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
It's Chevy truck season, and with a Chevy Silverado, there's no such thing as an uphill battle. With a Chevy Silverado, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. Because with impressive towing capability, an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen, and a choice of powerful engines to pick from, whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado with the capability you need. See your Valley Chevy dealers.
Duke's Sports Grill on Miller and McDowell.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
Don't just drink at Dukes, play at Dukes.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
Pool, shuffleboard, darts, karaoke, and trivia nights.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
Named one of the New Times best bars in town.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
Daily food specials.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
Where Dukes? Where Dukes? Miller and McDowell. Scottsdale.
Going abroad for the first time in years to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
Football on Monday nights continue this season live from the Sportsbook in CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona with Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, and the rest of the Fox Sports 910 team. Win your share of the cash prizes through our progressive kickoff jackpot contest, quarter squares, football bingo, and propositions contests. It's year 23. Doors open at 3. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's Monday night tailgate party at Casino, Arizona.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
You're live.
All right, it's that time to learn a row pick'em contest with Kevin Rowe, who, I see him all the time,
everywhere,
not in person, but everywhere.
Yeah,
and I believe he's been, Mexico or Germany or France,
traveling the world, Ross,
somewhere.
Yeah.
Kev, where have you been? I mean, you have not been around. We've been coming by the office, and they said you're just out of town. I mean, what's the deal?
Man, it is so good to hear your guys' voice. Jeez, it's been a long time.
Welcome back, Counselor. Yeah, welcome back to the United States of America.
Hey, I've only been back in the country for the last maybe 6-7 hours. So,
really?
Yes. Good to be back. Good to be back and be with you guys, man.
Did you move your flight around just so you made sure you were going to be with us at 2:15 on Friday? You moved the flight for it, right? Because we didn't have you last week, but I don't know why.
Did that for you. I felt so bad that I missed it last week, the week before. I had to do something to hurry up and get back, so I had to move the play. Cost a lot of money to do that stuff, but I did it for you two, you guys, my guys.
We appreciate that.
Thank you, counselor.
It's not the same on Fridays without you, Kev. You know, we need these picks, and Steven Phoenix is waiting. He's got his picks in, and we're anxious to get ready. I mean, are you ready to go for 2023? Because let's be honest, I think you won 60%. I guess 60% is good, right?
Yeah, it's pretty damn good.
Yeah, it is good.
Yeah.
Last year you were 60%. So what's your goal this year?
That's not bad.
It's not. You're up.
My goal this year.
What's your goal
that
this
is good to be up, but now I got to get a little bit higher. Let's see if we can go for 80% this year.
80%.
Wow.
All right. Let's see how good the counselor is on
And I
this.
can tell you, I can tell you right now, it's not going to start off very well. Being out of the country, they don't play the same kind of football, Rock. I don't know if you know that. Here in the United States, we have a different football than they have in Europe. So I'm not being able to see any of these games. I'm watching another game out there.
Well, I am traveling overseas here in a few weeks and actually going to Real Madrid versus Napoli. Napoli won the Italy series last year, and Real Madrid won the Premier. So I am a virgin when it comes to soccer matches, and I cannot wait.
Hold on. Who gave you that information? I need to know who gave you that information.
You're going to tell me I've spent $404 for a ticket. I knew what I was spending my money on. I mean, it was the hardest ticket I've ever got. It's easier to get a Super Bowl ticket than get a soccer match ticket in Naples. I mean, it was impossible.
So is this your first European football game you've ever been to?
Yes. First, let me go one step further. It's my first soccer. I mean, not even like little kids, like club soccer, or over at Legacy Sports Park on the Lerner Road Championship Field. I haven't even seen a soccer match there either. Ever. I'm not a soccer guy.
Wow.
But I am now. And
I'll tell you this.
And Kev, there's one main reason. His name is Ted Lasso. It's all because of Ted Lasso.
Great show.
That I am hooked.
Great show.
I am hooked. I mean, and what's the other one?
Here's the
X-Men or
most
whatever?
fantastic thing in the world. You're going straight to the top. I mean, again, you're seeing the creme de la creme, the best of the best. It's fantastic. I think you're going to get a real kick out of it because you're going to realize, one, no one sits down.
Yeah.
You're not sitting down. They chant the entire game. It's disrespectful if you get up and decide you want to go to the bathroom or go grab a drink.
That's what I heard.
You only do that before the game, during halftime, or after the game.
Somebody told me that last night that they said, hey, you better, take a leak before you go in because you're not going to be able to leave, and you don't even drink while you're watching the game, right? It's everything. It's all serious. You stand the whole time.
And you stand the whole time? No, you drink, but just make sure you have enough that you sit there and keep it for 45 minutes.
Yeah, jeez. All right, hey, Kev, I'll call you and tell you what's going on with that on the side. I'm pretty excited, actually. So would love to get some input. All right, let's get to these 4 over-under picks. ASU quarterback Jaden Rashada will have over-under 250 yards passing against the Bulldogs of Fresno State.
Yeah, see, again, you guys, this is going to be a tough week because, again, I haven't been up on all the football stuff, so I'm just going to wing it this week and let's see what we can do.
Okay.
Jaden, the freshman, over or under?
250.
He's 1 for 1. You know what? They're playing the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with, did you say over 200 or
250?
250?
250.
Ooh, I'm going on the under. I'll take the under.
All right, he's taking the under. Steve from Phoenix is also taking the under. All right, Manuch.
All right, Cardinals running back James Conner will have over or under, Kevin, 100 total yards of offense. Over or under 100 total yards of offense. Which way are you going?
Hey, Rock, did he just call me Kevin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Counselor, my bad.
He called me Michael the other day.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. Dude, he's 66.
I just like to be respectful once in a while,
Woo, that kind of threw me off guard there for a second.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Counselor Rowe.
Counselor Rowe, yeah. Mr. Rowe.
Mr. Rowe.
Over under 100. They're going to need him this week. I mean, I just think, with the quarterback switch and stuff, let's go with over. I like the over.
All right, Steve is going with the under. Because he's a little banged up.
Ooh.
All right, Cardinals defense will sack Giants quarterback Daniel Jones over under 3 times. Sacked.
I got to go with the over. Get him again. Go with the over.
Okay, Steve's also going.
He had a tough week last week.
All right, Count. This is in honor of your.
Yeah, I don't know how this made the list.
This is in honor of your dad because I just kind of went, who, what? So the winner's score of UCLA versus North Carolina Central.
And what is even their
who? I mean, HBCU or but I thought I'd give your dad Sam a little love and see which way you'd lean on this one.
The Eagles. Yeah, they're the Eagles.
Well, the Eagles. Well, thank you, because I would have had no idea. Well, of course, and I say of course, I mean really, unfortunately, I have to stick with the current Pac-12 because that's what I'm favorite of, and I say current because obviously it's destroyed coming next year. But I got to stick with UCLA. You clowns lost again, not this time. I think they're going to win over North Carolina. Central Eagles, I don't know. Let's go with 32 to 17.
All right, Steve went UCLA 51-3. 51-3.
That's laying the wood right there.
They're going to get a field goal in the fourth quarter, right? Every one of those.
I thought I'd throw you there with me. I didn't want to give your Huskies going into East Lansing, taking on Michigan State with all the issues and drama they have back there. But
so, Kevin, next week, because I know you just got back in the States, you're a little tired. Next week we've got to catch up, get talking about Lerner Road gives back for the holiday season as well as the 11th annual golf tournament. So we'll talk about that
2 minutes
next week when you're back on track. So I know we want to.
I appreciate it. Yeah, but I can tell you this, Rock. I mean, I look forward to catching up with you guys, but Lerner Road gives back. The people of the Lerner Road Law Firm and the foundation have been doing nothing but work. So I got a lot to catch up with you. Yeah, all summer long, every week there's something new we're doing because of the great work that you and our board of Lerner Road gives back for the 10th annual golf tournament. We raised all that money, so we've been working to give it all back, and it's a lot of stuff, a lot of great things. So very excited.
Yeah. By the way, that 10th annual Lerner Road gives back Golf Classic did $1.1 million.
Wow.
And all that money goes directly back into our community. So, Kevin, great stuff, buddy. I'm going to give you a call this weekend, catch up on everything, and appreciate you. Welcome back to the United States.
Yeah, thanks,
America.
Counselor. We appreciate that.
Thanks, guys. Take care. Have a great weekend.
Right. Yes, Kevin Rowe joining us from Lerner Row here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Appreciate that. Hey, the weekend kicks off on Thursdays, and it is Friday, so that's not a big deal. One day off at 5 Valley locations, Twin Peaks, that is, thanks to Blue Moon and Coors Light. We'll give you a chance to win one of 5 65-inch big screens. We're giving them away all football season. It's simple to enter. Just text PEAKS to 59925. That's PEAKS to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. Twin Peaks, your football headquarters. Yeah, North Carolina Central Eagles.
I just think, you look at some of these non-conference teams, they're going, wow.
Break.
They're going clear across the country to take on UCLA. You get a big paycheck, though, Rock.
Coming up, Scott Spreitzer from DocSports.com. He will handicap 4 games this weekend. We may throw him a fifth. 2 college, 2 pro. That's next. Listen to Roc and Manuch. Jimmy B from Wright Toyota. Right here on
What's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix?
Arizona State is 1-1 on the season, getting set to take on Fresno State tomorrow night at home. Quarterback Drew Pine is reportedly close to being 100% coming off a hamstring injury. Freshman Jaden Rashad has started the first 2 games. We'll see if that's the case for Game 3. The Sun Devils' Jalen Conyers and DeCarlos Brooks will both reportedly sit with their respective injuries. Arizona is home for a 1-2 UTEP squad. The Wildcats are 1-1. The Diamondbacks host the Cubs tonight. Both clubs jockeying for a playoff spot. The Snakes, Reds, and Giants are tied for the final wild card spot in the National League, 2.5 games behind Chicago. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Got the urge to pick games each week? Thursday, Sunday, even Mondays? Then sign up now for the Twin Peaks Fan Pick'em, courtesy of Blue Moon and Coors Light. It's totally free to play. Head to fanpick'em.com. That's fanpick'em.com.
Escape the scorching heat and get indoors at Putting World's 18-hole putting experience. Stay cool while mastering the greens and having a blast with family and friends. Visit Putting World today.
You looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider. Locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Every business seeks an advantage, whether it's having the best location, hiring top talent, or spotting trends before they happen. And now, the United States Postal Service can give your business a new advantage. Introducing USPS Ground Advantage. Reliable and affordable 2 to 5 day package shipping. It's the advantage you need at the price you want. Get the Ground Advantage at USPS.com/advantage. The United States Postal Service, delivering for America.
It's the best time of the year. The NFL is back. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code SPORTS to sign up. New customers can take home $200 in bonus bets instantly for betting just $5. That's code SPORTS. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. The crown is yours.
21 plus, Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale. Online at wrighttoyota.com. Time to break down this weekend's biggest games with one of the nation's premier handicappers. From DocSports.com and seen every week on ESPN's Sunday Countdown, he's Scott Spreitzer. And he's here to help make sure your picks pay out with Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910.
All right, 4 games today, 2 college, 2 pro. Tennessee at Florida, Fresno State at Arizona State. Then we'll go 49ers, Rams, Giants, and Cards. As first game is Tennessee at Florida, number 9 Tennessee, on the road against the Gators. That game is at 4 o'clock. You got 2 former Big Ten quarterbacks meeting for the first time in an SEC game there at the Swamp. Joe Milton, you remember him, the third who transferred from Michigan. He's going to go up against Graham Mertz, who came over from Wisconsin. They did square off back in 2020 when Mertz led Wisconsin to a 49-11 win over Michigan in the Big House. How big is that? Wisconsin winning at Michigan. That I love that. You know, me being such a big Michigan fan.
You're huge. Michigan
but
fan.
anyway, Gators 1-4 against the spread over the school's past 5 games overall. 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 meetings against Tennessee. Scott Spreitzer here to kind of handicap this one. Where's the spread right now? And Tennessee 0-9 straight up in their last 9 road games against Florida. Does that play into you handicapping?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like in the back of their minds, I guess. But yeah. I was wondering if they're going to win in the Swamp in our lifetime. I mean, it's been that long. But, you know, it's funny, this line. If we would have done this yesterday, I would have said I think this line is where it should be. Tennessee was 6.5 earlier this week, some 7s. They're all the way down to 5.5 today. And what I really liked in this game was the under, but it was 59.5. It's now dropped 3 points, including another 2 points just today, this afternoon. So it's kind of moving in the direction, the total where I thought it would be, and I jumped on under 59.5 a couple of days ago. As far as the side, I left it alone, but I'm starting to get a little inkling that maybe I should jump in on the Vols now that it's under 6. I probably won't, but, you know, Florida, up front on defense, I mean, Utah just ran all over the Gators, and I know that wasn't here at this particular venue, but the bottom line is I think Tennessee's going to be able to, you know, they're not the team that sits back and just fires the ball downfield this year. They're going to try to run at you. They're going to try to control the clock, so to speak, with the ground game, and then go with a more typical type of passing game. I think they'll be able to move the ball on Florida. It's tough to say I'm going to jump on a team that went 3 for 12 in third down conversions against Austin Peay, that had about 90 yards in penalties. That was Tennessee. I think the better play was under, but now, guys, it's just dropped a full field goal. So kind of makes it tough to jump in at this point.
All right, Scott, let's look at the Fresno State ASU game. The Jeff Tedford for the second time around at Fresno State, playing really good football. Mikey Keene, young man that went to Chandler High School out here. He's got 6 touchdown passes, thrown for close to 600 yards against an ASU team that seems to fade a little bit in the second half. So last time I looked, it was Fresno State -3. Has that changed at all?
Staying at 3, the total at 49, so that total's come down about a point. And we know Arizona State is, as you mentioned, has been wearing down a little bit, struggled with SUU in a crazy weather game, but it's a lack of talent, as far as the depth is concerned. Not real sure about Fresno, even though I do like them here a bit. They handled, Purdue on the road. They were good in their opener, and then they went up against that Eastern Washington team, and the statistics were almost dead even. It was like 394 yards for one team, 393 for the other. First downs, I think, were dead even at like 22 apiece. And they had to go to overtime to win that game. And Eastern Washington has had some nice teams, but this isn't one of their better teams. So it was a little head scratcher there as far as I thought. And remember Eastern Wash, they got blown out by North Dakota State, 35-10 the previous week. And I know North Dak State is a really good program, but Fresno's got to not take Eastern Washington to overtime. They got to be able to handle them by 10. So the confidence is down a little bit there. I got another total here, guys. I think it's going to be an under. So an under in the desert. I just hope that Fresno doesn't, find their offense in the second half against the Sun Devils. Couple of quick notes on ASU. They've lost 7 in a row as a dog against non-ranked teams. And each of their last 9 non-conference games at this venue has stayed under the total. So I think the under comes in again.
All right, Scott Spreitzer here from DocSports.com. You can always follow him on Twitter at ScottWins. All right, this game got a lot more interesting after the Rams blew out the Seahawks in the opener. 49ers and Rams are hoping to renew their rivalry on Sunday, 1 o'clock on Fox. What do you like? Who do you like?
Well, I missed San Francisco and Pittsburgh last week probably about as badly as a Megan Rapinoe penalty shot. And
very nice.
But I've been waiting all week for that one.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I had to make something good out of that San Francisco-Pittsburgh affair that I was involved with the wrong side. Sometimes you get blowout wins, and it's like, another team was not that much better than the other team. You know how it goes with the NFL. There were just a couple of plays, couple of turnovers. That wasn't the case. Pittsburgh is supposed to have one of their best offensive lines, one of their best defenses that they've had in quite some time, in several years. And the Niners go in there, and it was never a contest. That wasn't luck at all. And you mentioned the Rams, going out and blowing out Seattle by 17. And, we saw Geno Smith kind of drop back to what he was doing before last year when he had the bust-out season. But if you like angles, I'll tell you what, NFL underdogs who are off a double-digit win as a dog, that would be the Rams, are just 6-19 when facing a team that won on the road the previous week. And usually what happens is that underdog that won by double digits becomes overvalued the next week. In this spot, though, with San Francisco looking so good last week, I don't see that value coming into play here. I think we're going to see an over. I think we'll see plenty of points. I do believe San Francisco is going to win this game. But again, I'm not in a lot of totals usually, but I think this one goes over, and that total's sitting at 45.
And I know you probably watched the highlights. Can we finally stop calling Brock Purdy Mr. Irrelevant and just say he's a fine young quarterback in the National Football League? Can we please stop with the Mr. Irrelevant?
Yeah. Since he plays on the team with the best starters of the business, I think, this year, and then, could very well be wearing I don't want to jinx him, but very well be wearing a ring at the end of this year.
Yeah.
I think this whole thing about Mr. Irrelevant it's like enough is enough already.
Yeah. And that's I just get your thoughts. Hey, the last game here, the Giants are coming into town, take on the Cardinals, -4 last time I looked. And coming off that debacle, that whooping by the Cowboys back there in New Jersey, you kind of scratch. But I'd like to know the logic for why -4. Did the Cardinals, they didn't play that bad against the Commanders?
Yeah, the Cardinals actually, they had their chances to win. I think Washington did play poorly, but Arizona was right there. But I've got both of these teams. I played under their wins total this year, and the Giants was my biggest under 8.5 wins this season. So I was surprised they lost by 40, but I wasn't surprised they lost that game and looked bad in doing so. I mean, they couldn't do anything on offense after the first possession, which came up empty on the blocked field goal try. And, the defense wasn't that bad for the Giants. The defense kind of held the Dallas offense in check, which sounds weird when you hear 40 points on the board, but it was that Dallas defense that just crushed the Giants in the trenches. And I mean, that was just an unbelievable performance, I thought, by the Dallas defense. Here's an angle for those of you who like the Eagles. NFL road teams, 22-2 against the spread the first 2 weeks of the season if they're off a double-digit home loss. And we saw what happened again with the Giants. Now they're going on the road. 22-2 is that number. Listen, here's the bottom line. Arizona's offense, was bad last week. 210 yards, 3.8 per play. Dobbs throws the ball 30 times, gets 4.5 yards per pass, sacked 3 times. I think the Giants bounce back here. I mentioned that trend or that angle. Also, teams that get shut out in week 1 usually perform better, much better in week 2. So I think the number at 4 is fair if you like the Giants.
He's Scott Spreitzer. Scott, real quick, I mean, you've been doing this a long time. If I made a bet with you and I said, hey, Scott, I'm going to have the Eagles and they're going to win by 6. I take the bet with you and they win by 6. I don't make my money on that. It's a push. Why is Can you explain? Can you dumb it down? Why can't we create something new where if you get the number right, like I bet you they won by 6, so I should get my money, or at least get 75%.
You could do alternative lines. You could do alternative lines. You could have like a play and say that I am betting this team to win by exactly this amount of points, and it is especially like when you come to playoffs and Super Bowls, college football championship, things like that. You can choose the point spread, and then you have to pay a price or get a price depending on that alternate spread. Like it's 6, so it's minus $1.10, but you might have to pay an extra amount or get an extra amount by saying, I have them winning by 6. So there are props like that where you can bet in some books, and
3.
Let's say you like a minus 3, you might have to lay $2.20, $22 to win 10 if you like them to win by 3. So there are those bets out there where you can actually name what they're going to win by, but it has to land right on that number for you to win. And I had Minnesota last night, guys. All those turnovers and still got a push out of that. I felt like I got a win.
Yeah, I bet you did.
They look like the NFL's version of Nebraska right now. I mean, just turnover after turnover.
I think he'll be okay tomorrow, right? I mean, Illinois.
Boy, I hope so.
Well, wait a second.
Is Jeff Sims still playing? I don't mean to pick on the kid, but
I got a young man I've been working with. So Scott, I got a young man I've been working with for the last 5 years. Got a couple guys. Well, Rocky Lombardi. He beat Boston College, and Rocky's going in there to Lincoln. And then Chubba. I'd love to see Chubba. Who's the backup. So I like to see a couple guys I've been working with the last 6 years go toe-to-toe, if you don't mind. I mean, come on now. You just never know.
There you go.
Yeah, today's show.
And Matt, what's that?
I was saying today's show is brought to you by Dan Manucci and his quarterback.
Exactly right.
It's quarterback class.
That's right. They're playing out there.
Hey, Manuch, can you fly to Lincoln and work with Sims?
Oh, I'd love to. I'd love to. I'd put him off the side, though, and put more focus on Chubba. But you're right. Your guy.
He'd pull him.
Your guy Sims is having a hard time hitting the water from the boat, Scott.
It's crazy because he's been this way for 3+ years. Even at Georgia Tech, he had a 31-26 touchdown to INT turnover ratio, or interception ratio going into last week, and then that's 13-7 game with 6 minutes to go in the third, and he just falls apart. The thing is, I know he's trying. You don't want to pick on the guy, but facts are facts. And the bottom line is that defense, by the way, they are allowing 1.5 yards per carry. They lead the nation in sacks. They sacked Sanders 8 times last week. The defense has got to start wearing out at some point because they're getting no help at all.
Hey, can I have one quick one for you, if you don't mind? I know you got 100 screens in front. The Western Michigan Iowa game, 28.5. I'm all over Western Michigan. Is that a smart play because Iowa just struggles to score?
Yeah, and I tell you, they've got what? They just came off the in-state rivalry game, and I think they got Penn State next. 28.5 can they get? They haven't got there all year. 28.5 the first couple of games. This offense is almost as bad as it was last year. Brian Ferentz has that 25-point contract. He's got to average 25 points or more to keep his job after the season. He's got a long way to go. Western Michigan is horrible. Out of 133 teams, they're in the bottom 8 in power ratings. Yet I cannot lay the points with Iowa.
Oh, wow. Good stuff.
Did he say horrible?
Yes. Oh, that's good. Scott, we love you, buddy. Thank you for the time.
Take care, guys.
Scott Spreitzer. Check him out, DocSports.com, on Twitter, @ScottWins. And he is brought to you today by All City Towing as they continue to grow. You see them all over the valley. Head to allcitytowing.com CityTowing.com. They have current immediate full-time positions available, incredible benefits like medical, dental, disability. They are even part of the employee assistant program, life, and all the different types of insurances that you just want that a lot of companies don't offer. Well, they offer them there. Check it out for yourself. They have a 401k program as well. Head to allcitytowing.com and search careers. That's allcitytowing.com. Tomorrow, the only local sports gambling show in Arizona on the airwaves, Take the Points, presented by the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Bauer, Groves, Jackson, every Saturday from 11 to 1 on location there at the CAZ Sportsbook. So check that out. Well, if you were worried that you might not be able to watch Suns games this year because you cut the cord, because you don't have over-the-air channels on your television, well, no worries. Thanks to a Suns promotion. We'll tell you all about that. First, football at 50. Primetime is all about the money. He took the feud with Colorado State head coach Jay Norvell to a whole nother level. It went from personal to business. I'll tell you what that's all about next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Check this clear. This you're excited. I'm excited with Colin Cowherd.
Yeah, so I was reading Diana Rossini at The Athletic. Aaron Rodgers, it says here, didn't like the play calls involving cut blocks and expressed as much to the Jet coaches. On the play was hurt, they used those cut blocks. What if this was the last game for Aaron Rodgers?
This is The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Monday at 10. Tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without the tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store.
Hey, Jax, you have your headset on?
In all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction. Like Wright Toyota. Make the right choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
With every other attorney out there claiming to be the right attorney for you, it's time we look at the facts. Lerner & Rowe has helped over 150,000 injured people receive compensation for their injuries. We've recovered billions of dollars, with over $1 billion recovered in the last 5 years alone. We have over 50 attorneys and over 400 legal professionals and their resources to fight for you. The reality is, there's Lerner & Rowe, then there's everybody else. Interact, need a check?
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1990.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're not just a sports bar. We're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, get ready to score big on fun and flavor. Only at BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day. Check us out online at bkdsbackyard.com. That's bkdsbackyard.com.
It's Ryan Seacrest here. Check this out. With Boost Infinite, you get the latest iPhone every year and unlimited wireless for just $60 a month. You get the new iPhone 15 Pro that was just announced. Then next year, you get the latest iPhone, and this keeps happening every year. It's Boost Infinite, infinitely better. To switch today or learn more, visit boostinfinite.com. That's boostinfinite.com.
Terms apply. After 30 gigabytes, service may be slowed. Receive a comparable iPhone model each year with an acceptable trade-in every year. Requires credit qualification and 36-month phone financing agreement.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Let's get ready for football!
It's football at your life. The latest top football story trending this hour. Right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
Keith Olbermann said that
you love him though.
Because you're not vaxxed, that's why it happened.
Yep. Yeah, get your 5th booster, Keith.
Anyway.
That's Aaron Rodgers and Pat McAfee today, as Pat had Aaron on. Of course, he had his surgery. And I guess Keith Olbermann, formerly of ESPN, but now more CNBC and whatever else he does, is blaming the fact that Aaron Rodgers wasn't vaccinated is the reason why he's hurt.
Are you serious? He actually said that?
Yeah.
Olbermann said that?
That's
Goodness
how certain people like to say
No,
things.
not all certain people think that way.
Trust me, that's nothing. I don't know. I mean, I think there's a lot of
there's a little more common sense in it.
Yeah. So, way to go, Aaron. Tell Keith ever get his 5th booster.
Goodness gracious.
So that's your football at 50, I think. But we'll continue. So the feud with Deion Sanders and Jay Norvell from Colorado State has kind of escalated to a whole nother level. We all know about the audio that went out yesterday regarding the take off your hat, take off your sunglasses when talking to adults. Here was Deion's response to his team yesterday, and then there is another response today on what he did, which smartly he is milking the situation for all it's worth.
Yes, sir. I'm minding my own business, watching some film, trying to get ready, trying to get out here and be the best coach I can be. And I look up and I read some bull junk that Dale said about us. Talk to us. Once again, why would you want to talk about us when we don't talk about nobody? All we do is go out here, work our butts off, and do our job on Saturday. But when they give us ammunition, they done messed around and made it what? It was just going to be a good game. And made this shit personal. They done messed around and made it personal. Now it was going to be a great test.
Made it personal, right? Okay. So Deion has decided to make it or take it personal to the business side of sports, as he decided to do the following as he gave some gifts to his Colorado athletes today.
It's personal, but it's going to be business, but it's also pleasure. When I say business, blenders. I do a line of shades with blenders. This is one of the first lines, so they don't realize they just help me with business. But it's also going to be personal.
So he loves the attention. He's leaning into it by giving his entire team shades from a company that he runs or owns or is part of for sunglasses. So they all got a set of glasses today. And to take it another step further, the University of Colorado Athletic Department decided to send out an email to the entire student body to let everyone know that you need to wear your glasses and a hat for tomorrow night's 8 o'clock start game there locally in Boulder.
I love it.
Amazing. That's why college football is the
He's
best.
taking advantage
Prime
of it, man.
time.
Prime is priming up for everybody.
And the average ticket price for a Colorado football game last year was $121. The average ticket price for this year is $517 on the secondary market. So according to Front Office Sports, the Buffaloes surpassed Ohio State as having the highest average ticket price in college football.
And that's what winning will do. That's what Coach Prime will do. That's what these little shots across the bow by other coaches will do. They've gotten everybody engaged. The fans will be engaged. They'll have their hats. They'll have their sunglasses on. And then after if they do end up beating Colorado State, they'll take their hats off or their glasses off and tip their hat to Jay Norvell when they shake hands, as will Dion probably do the same thing.
Valley Chevy random facts of the day. According to a survey of nearly 1,000 football fans, that's NFL, college football fans, 3 in 4 football fans prefer watching NFL over college football. 3 in
3 out of 4? 3 out of, wow. I would
More
think,
than 1 in 3 football fans are playing fantasy, which is 35%.
Yeah, right.
82% prefer to bet on NFL. 18% prefer to bet on NCAA. 80% prefer to bet on games results, and 20% prefer to bet on the players. And the average person spends $400 on sports bets throughout the season.
I got to tell you, watching Saturdays is
2.
nirvana for me. Channel surfing, going here and there,
Saturday's
whatever.
so much better.
It's fun.
Easier to bet.
There's so much more. Every week you got to pretty much win in college football. I mean, NFL, you can lose 2 or 3 in a row, make a run back, but just the excitement, the pageantry, and all that's going on, and now with Coach Prime, it's like everybody's got to check, whether you like him or not, he's got to check out what he's doing. So, talk about not so much putting football on the map or Colorado on the map, but just having a little bit of juice for college football.
As I mentioned, as we were going to break, what the Suns are doing, Matt Ishbia announced he plans to ditch cable TV in April, if you recall. Suns are going to broadcast 70-plus games on Channel 3, Channel 5, and the team is providing free TV and antennas to fans who fill out the necessary form. So if you go to, I think, suns.com, you fill out the form, and they'll mail you out an antenna so you can get your local channel.
Does he totally get it or what? He is such a breath of fresh air.
Let's
From
see.
the last
Let's win some games and get to the playoffs and win a championship. That's the goal, right?
Bottom line, let's go 50-some years later. Let's go win it all.
Hour number 3, we got some Coyotes talk, training camp with former assistant coach Steve Peters. Mike Yam of the NFL Network also to talk about week 2 of the National Football League. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from Right Toyota here on Fox Sports 9.
Clear.
Football on Monday nights continue this season live from the Sportsbook in CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona with Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, and the rest of the Fox Sports 910 team. Win your share of the cash prizes through our Progressive Kickoff Jackpot Contest, Quarter Squares, Football Bingo, and Propositions Contests. It's year 23. Doors open at 3. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's Monday Night Tailgate Party at Casino, Arizona.
Need to upgrade that big screen TV with a new 4K 65-incher? Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B, along with Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light are giving away 5 smart TVs, one for each of the 5 Twin Peaks locations. Text PEAKS to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. Enter daily. That's PEAKS to 59925. Twin Peaks, your football headquarters.
The NFL is back, and your free iHeartRadio app is your home for the NFL Podcast Network with full coverage of all 32 NFL teams. Get in-depth analysis from the pros on around the NFL. Win bragging rights in this year's draft with tips from the NFL Fantasy Football Podcast and more. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Football is back and in full swing with another week of epic games. And who's got you covered on the action for every single one of them? DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Listen to this. New customers can bet $5 on football and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Nobody's missing out on the action this season. All DraftKings customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every game day this September. Get in on the NFL Week 2 action with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now and use code 910 to sign up. New customers can bet just $5 and take home $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code 910. The crown is yours. 21 and over, Arizona only. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms.
When you buy Kroger brand products, you feel like you're winning. That's because they offer proven quality at lower than low prices. In fact, we guarantee that you and your family will love how Kroger brand products taste, or you get your money back. So next time you're shopping for the family, look for delicious Kroger brand products, because they'll make you all feel like you're winning. Shop now, in-store, or online. Fry's, fresh for everyone.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there, and around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd, Monday from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
It's crunch time for the Diamondbacks, who come out of a series in which they stumbled against the Mets. Now Torey Lovello and company have a big-time weekend series at home.
The Cubs are in town, and it's going to be a great series. We're looking forward to that, and we got to play good baseball. We're not going to just be able to ho-hum our way through the 3 games against Cubs. We got to get after it.
The Snakes, Giants, and Reds are tied for the final wild card spot in the NL, just a half game clear of the Marlins. Home opener for the Cardinals against the Giants Sunday. L.J. Collier is out with his injury. When ASU meets Fresno State tomorrow, Bryce Pierre will get the start at tight end in place of the injured Jalen Conyers. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, look for mostly clear skies, temperatures dipping down into the upper 70s. But then as we head into the weekend, some warmer temperatures on tap. Saturday, 104, Sunday, 102, with mostly sunny skies. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is by Parker & Sons.
Parker & Sons, your AC, plumbing, electrical, and even water filtration experts. With Parker & Sons, you get service in minutes, not days. So call 602-2REPAIR for Parker. We're not your average Joe.
Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, what's your top story this hour?
Here we are, hour number 3 from Wright Toyota. D-backs are home after a 500 road trip. They open a huge 3-game series against the Cubs tonight at Chase Field. Of course, the Cardinals hosting the Giants on Sunday. Their home opener, they're in Glendale. ASU, Arizona, NAU all have home games, which is good. Games that they all should win. I think the Fresno State game is going to be a little bit more challenging than people may see on paper, as they have the second longest winning streak in all of college football, as they've won 11 straight, back to last year, of course. The only other team ahead of them is the Georgia Bulldogs. Of course, we know everything about Georgia. So it should be a good one on Frank Cush Field tomorrow night.
Yeah, and I think some of the things that ASU's, got the injury bug hit them last week. They had a couple linemen down.
Yep.
How those guys gonna step up? Matter of fact, they were even talking about that. They were looking, if they have to. They're not there yet, but if they have to, look at some of their defensive linemen. If they got that desperate to have to switch them over to the offensive line, so hopefully the Devils could come out. They played pretty clean first halves, Rock, the last couple weeks, and it's just that second half, and unfortunately a 2.5-hour delay. The first game against Southern Utah, last week they came out. Oklahoma State just, quite frankly, just outplayed them, and that we're going to see that from some of those teams. They're bigger, stronger, outplayed them. But this is going to be a team, and Jeff Tedford coached teams. He's had success no matter where he's gone. His second time around for Fresno State. Look, he turned around the Cal program several years ago. But he gets athletes. He gets the guys that come out, and they don't make a lot of mistakes. And to watch Mikey Keene, quarterback from Chandler High School, UCF transferred out to Fresno State last year, is throwing the hell out of the ball, doesn't turn it over, and they're just really, they're not flashy in that way. They're just really solid football team. They can put a lot of points on the board, and they don't turn the ball over. So Devils got to come out and get after them early on.
Headlines brought to you by the CAC Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. We'll be there on Monday night for the Browns and Steelers. There's 2 games, 4 and 5 o'clock. The first game is New Orleans and Carolina. But the cash for the contest that we do each and every Monday night for the 23rd year will be the Browns and Steelers. So hope you come on out. We'll broadcast from 1 to 4 with everything getting started right around 5:15. So come on out and join us. But as we look ahead for the Cardinals on Sunday, always like to get some sound from both sides. so you kind of get a feel of what's going on. Here's Cardinals quarterback Joshua Dobbs on his expectations of himself and the team heading into Sunday's game.
My expectation to go out, play good, clean, efficient football, protect the ball, and put the offense and the team in the position to win the game. And then, when we get the ball in our hands with the opportunity to win, to go down and win.
Sounds a little bit like Russ Wilson, doesn't he? Got a little same kind of, dialect, quick talking. He's got to step up, hopefully, that he'll get in that sequence, that chemistry, being here for a good 3 weeks. He knows the system. It's just a matter of having that timing with the receivers, how to lead them, and he's got to get some help as far as they've got to get the ball down the field. That's got to be the number one priority, is driving the ball down the field to back off this Giants defense.
So the Cardinals added safety Budda Baker to their injury report today. He was limited in practice with a hamstring injury, so he has been listed as questionable. He has only missed 5 games in 7 seasons, including 2 last season with that fractured shoulder. 4 consecutive Pro Bowls, 5 for his career. He is a must for the Cardinals to have some success tomorrow. Here he is talking about the defense needing to stop the New York Giants run game.
When you have a great back like Saquon, that's going to be the way they start the game, trying to, get him involved. And, that's going to be our job to stop the run.
It's interesting. Budda Baker wasn't involved as he had to be last year because that front 7 did a pretty good job. I think that was Xavier Collins.
But he played like every snap on Sunday, didn't he?
He did. But, he wasn't, he didn't have a lot of guys breaking into the secondary, the second level to make a lot of the tackles. And they didn't walk him down in the box and blitz him as much as they have the last couple of years because they've had to. And that's a credit in reference to rolling a lot of the defensive linemen and linebackers in and out of the game. But I think that with the way that defense played, Budda, you're kind of like, oh, that's right. Budda Baker played because he didn't have to make some of those stops. You didn't see guys getting to the second level, getting into his territory 10, 15 yards down the field.
Let's hear from the opponent. The Giants head coach, Brian Daboll, says he doesn't expect this team to look deflated following that big blowout loss to the Cowboys in Week 1.
I think you look for emotion every week. But again, we believe in what we do and how we do it, and we got to go out there and prepare well and practice well and ultimately play well and coach well on Sunday.
Yeah, you think about that. He took that team to the playoffs last year. They were horrible.
Bad division.
2 years ago. Well, you get your Eagles and the Cowboys, pretty damn good.
Cowboys weren't any good last year.
Washington
wasn't any good.
Cowboys were in the playoffs last year.
They weren't any good.
What do you mean they weren't any good?
They weren't.
And then you had the Commanders are the only non-good team in that division. But, what he did, he's got some decent talent on that team. And if Saquon Barkley gets on a roll, that's when the Cardinals are going to have some trouble.
Giants quarterback Daniel Jones says the offense will need to play with more urgency.
I'm sure they'll come out ready to go and come out aggressive. They're a fast defense. They play really hard and fly to the ball. So I would certainly expect them to do that, and we intend on coming out the same way.
Can't imagine the Giants laying an egg like they did.
I can't either.
Cowboys.
I can't either.
Not a chance.
But they got to protect him. They were all over him. They were hitting him. He was still in the game, down 40 to zip. He was still getting hit and tagged. You're like, why did they pull him out of the game?
And then finally, here he is, that being Daniel Jones, on facing a Jonathan Gannon coach defense, which he's seen in the previous years as Jonathan Gannon was with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Same system, obviously, with some different players and a few different things here and there, but it's the same system and it's a good system, so I'll be ready for it.
Kind of, sort of. Jonathan Gannon last week ran more of a 34 front, where he typically ran a 4-3 front in Philadelphia. Now they had
the talent.
Yeah, that's exactly what I say. He had the better talent in Philadelphia, so they've kind of gone to a little different scenario. But sometimes it looks like it'll be like a 4-man. They'll walk the outside linebacker down, but yeah, he's seen him enough and hasn't had quite the success against that defense. So hopefully that can resound with this Cardinals defense, not allowing him to get the ball down the field.
You can use an extra $5,000 or maybe a couple $50 gift cards to go hang out and watch football on the weekends at Twin Peaks. Well, play our annual Twin Peaks Fan Pick'em. It's powered by Blue Moon and Coors Light. You make your picks each week. The pro games got great prizes. You can even play the Survivor game. It's all free to play, and it's not too late as we take your 4 worst weeks and we just delete them. So you can sign up at any point. You can always win the weekly cards, but to get in for the grand prize, it's not too late. So go to fanpick'em.com, and then you can see how we're doing on there.
For the entire season, too, by the way.
Oh, I guess I'm leading, I think, is
Yeah.
what I'm seeing here.
Yeah, Jax is.
Yeah, but you and some
Hot
interns.
start.
So what's that tell you? I mean, when the two interns are first, Barney
Yeah.
and Jax. I mean, Jack's not really the intern anymore, but we still call him the intern. I mean, he's our 3-year
He's our
intern.
rookie. Yeah, he's
Then
graduated.
Manuch is there. Bauer's there. Gross is there. Jimmy's there. Rock's there. That's me. I mean, it was a four-way tie.
Yeah.
Darren, we got to work on Darren. So, and Richie, I don't know where Richie is. I
Richie,
don't
where
see
you
Richie
at,
on
man?
there, man. So
Yeah,
trying to get Richie.
Hey, I
in there.
crushed it. I was 10-16. I smoked all y'all.
Why aren't you on the board, man? I'm gonna get you in there, man.
Oh, that's your fault.
Send me a headshot. I'll get you up there. I'll put your picture up there with beat the pros here. We'll do that.
And,
of course.
and I tell you, you can make a run at the end of
Do
the
that right
season,
now.
getting yourself in positioning for that. By the way, Jimmy B, it's for the entire season, not just the
3.
regular season. Yes, Jimmy
Yeah,
found
Jimmy
out.
had a rough yesterday.
Really rough.
Jimmy had one of those moments like I want to get away, because he didn't understand our underdog contest that we've been doing for a few years that he's been part of. But I don't want. We can't.
It
blast
happens.
him. He's not here.
Yeah,
We can't
those
blast
moments
him.
once in a
He's not
while.
even here to defend himself. Yeah, you can relate.
I can relate to that.
You
Absolutely.
can totally relate.
And one or two here and there over the years.
Hey, Mike Yam is going to join us at the bottom of the hour as we were talking some NFL football with him. I would love to have some time with him to get his thoughts on the Pac-12 and the Pac-12 network. He was somebody that spent close to 10 years as a lead studio host for the network. Knows the ins and outs of the Pac-12. Prior to that, he was with ESPN doing SportsCenter, and now he's been with the NFL Network. But we'll talk to him, and maybe we need to get him on one day and like middle of the week, talk some Pac-12 with him because I'm sure he's hearing it from all different angles, having spent so much time there.
Yeah, and especially there in L.A. And basically, that's where their studio is in SoFi Stadium. And I mean, the irony of it all to have 8 teams, first time ever to have 8 teams ranked in the top 25 from the Pac-12. You go, damn. So I guess they're all going to go out. They're going to leave the 2 behind. The rest of them are going to go out with a big hurrah. And, Rock, it could come down the last 2 weeks to see who gets the highest percentage of wins and is that team that wins the Pac-12. And I think, quite frankly, it'll probably come down between Oregon and USC. And then you got Washington. Maybe Oregon State sneaks in the back door. But they got a big one this weekend against San Diego State.
So Pac-12 this week, Weber State at Utah. Okay, that's a win for the Pac-12. San Diego State at Oregon State.
Tough one.
I really like Oregon State. I know a lot of people are up on them too, but that could be a good one. I think if that game was at San Diego State, maybe the Beavers would have a better shot, but I think they'll do pretty well up there. Idaho at Cal. Both teams aren't very good. Washington at Michigan State.
1 minute.
You got a Pac-12 team playing a Big Ten team. Northern Colorado at Washington State. That shouldn't be a problem for Washington State. I don't understand the North Carolina Central at UCLA game, but that's all right. Hawaii is at Oregon. Oregon should take that. Sacramento State at Stanford. Watch out for Sac State. I know Stanford's bad. Not good.
They are a bad team.
I was going to say, watch out for Idaho against California. Idaho's actually really good in the Big Sky.
Well,
really good.
And Cal almost beat Auburn last week too, folks. So
in the
that'll be
big
a good
game, in the big game, Colorado State at Colorado, of course, Fresno State, ASU, and UTEP at Arizona. So that's your Pac-12 schedule coming up. But we're going to shift gears completely as the Yotes training camp has started, and we want to give you a kind of a breakdown on what you can expect this year. This team is stacked with talent, draft picks. We're going to discuss them all next as they get ready for their season, which is coming up here in just about a month. As Coyotes former assistant coach, I should say, Steve Peters will break it all down next. It's Roc and Manuch from Wright Toyota here on Fox Sports 910.
Patrick Mahomes and the
Hey, Rock, can we do that new outro for Mike Yam, please?
when they head south to battle Trevor Lawrence.
Give me a second. All right, I'm rolling. Go ahead. The outro. Yeah, we need the outro into the next segment. Or the replay. Oh, you're good. There we go. Thank you, sir. Okay.
Proud to say that we've collected billions of dollars for them. And no, it didn't take a gazillion years to do it. In the past 5 years alone, Lerner Row has recovered over $1 billion. Millions of dollars recovered every week.
I used my Gmail account.
More people in Arizona than in
Yeah, R.E. Flores.
Get the money you deserve.
1991.
Call Lerner Row today.
Lerner Row is the way to go. Call 977-190.
1991
Chevy
at
dealers today
gmail.com.
during Chevy's truck season. Every truck has a story. Make yours a story.
The name I put in is Suave, my nickname.
Giants for that final position, 2.5 behind Chicago. The Snakes welcome in the Cubs for the start of 3 tonight. Sun Devils football will host Fresno State tomorrow, playing for their second win. The Cardinals play their first home game of the season Sunday against the Giants. DraftKings line is Arizona as 4-point underdogs. I'm Frank Aaron.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
The race for the final wild card spot in the National League stays very tight. The D-backs are tied with the Reds and Giants for that final position, 2.5 behind Chicago. The Snakes welcome in the Cubs for the start of 3 tonight. Sun Devils football will host tomorrow, playing for their win. The Cardinals play their first home game of the season Sunday against the Giants. DraftKings line is Arizona as 4-point underdogs. I'm Frank Aaron.
$10 says your local Staples now accepts Amazon returns. Now when you return an Amazon order at Staples, you receive a coupon for $10 off your next Staples purchase of $30 or more. In-store only, exclusions apply. Staples, your new favorite place for Amazon returns.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright
Yep, he's
Toyota.
ready, got him.
Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th
Yes, and I
Street
got
and Frank Lloyd
the
Wright
Logan Cooley
Boulevard in
clip as well.
Scottsdale, and online at WrightToyota.com. Time now to go behind the mask and on the ice with former NHL coach and current NHL insider, Coach Steve Peters. Now here's Coach Pete on Fox Sports 910 on FM at 99.9 HD2.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a guy that's super competitive. I've always had high expectations for myself.
You're live.
You know, I'm going in like I want to be an impactful player. That's my goal, and you know, I want to help this team win as many games as possible, and you know, I want to produce. I want to, you know, thrive in this league, and you know, I feel like I'm ready to do that.
That's Logan Cooley, third pick overall in 2023, as this Coyotes team is stacked on paper right now. When you look at these draft picks, these top picks, first, second, third round picks, as the rookie camp is underway. They got the big rookie tournament, which is underway as well tonight and throughout the weekend. Joining us now, kind of break it all down. I know a lot of people want to talk football, but Coyote hockey is just around the corner, and Coach Pete joins us now. Right, Coach? You want to talk some
Way to
NFL?
plug that.
Or what?
Way to plug my bit. That's great. Yeah, well, football, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Hey, you got to go to the football rules, but you're a football fan too. I know you are. So I've I've watched the Minnesota Vikings, lose to my Eagles in your house.
Ooh.
So yeah. They did it again last night. So I didn't see a big flag on your house. I didn't see a Vikings flag yesterday. What's going on?
They're 0-2. They're 0-2, and the flag will not come out for a while. So I think, but it's already over. We're talking hockey now. Football season is officially over at my house.
Yeah. Hey, I'm kind of looking at these top-ranked prospects that are playing this tournament, and I go down the list from Cooley and Geeky and all these other guys that the French guys that I can't pronounce. But just are we going to see some of these guys this coming season, or most of these guys are still a year away?
It's interesting with this rookie showcase, and the games actually kick off in about 15, 20 minutes here in Vegas, where they play the Colorado Avalanche. But most of these guys, to be honest, they're going back to their junior club, or they're going back to where they played last season. Very few of these guys will even continue on to the main training camp, which is next week. But having said that, there's a couple guys you should expect to see play games for the Coyotes this year. And number one is Logan Cooley. Like, this kid is for real. This kid can play. He was expected to go back to the University of Minnesota this year. He has changed his mind. Thank goodness. He signed with the Coyotes. He is he's playing today, and he's jumping on a plane to Australia tomorrow to join the big club, along with Dylan Gunther, who is the other player that those two are fighting for spots on this team right off of day one. Another name to keep an eye on, though, that you should see in a Coyotes jersey at some point this year is a familiar name, is Josh Doan. This kid came kind of, I don't want to say out of nowhere, because with the last name Doan in Arizona, you're always on the radar. But I tell you what, after leaving ASU and playing a few games in Tucson last year, he's gotten bigger, he's gotten stronger. And I tell you what, I would never bet against a kid named Doan. I expect to see him put in games this season for the big club here in Arizona.
Steve, when you say a young man's the real deal, kind of define that for our listeners. I mean, you said that in football, there's several things you see. For a hockey young man, outstanding skater, great hands, great feet. What do you define real deal as a young hockey player?
Yeah, I think this is going to be his offensive, one of the biggest offensive upsides this franchise has seen. And you can go back to the days of Tkachuk and Roanoke. I think this kid is special offensively. His hands, his speed, his offense, the ability to read the offensive zone of the ice. He's going to rack up points this year, even as a rookie. The other thing I really like about this kid, even though he's not very big, and I think that will come over time, where he's going to get bigger and stronger, got a little bit of an edge to him. I mean, he's not afraid to mix it up. But you'll notice when he's on the ice, like he's not shy. He's not going to back away from people. Not a fighter by any means, but he plays with this little bit of an edge. He's highly, highly competitive. And I think if you redrafted the draft from last summer, I really believe most scouts would put Logan Cooley now at number 1. Coyotes drafted him at 3, but I think he is the top player from that draft a year ago.
All right, aside from these young guys, it seems as though they've made some noise by bringing in some veterans. These one-year deals, some guys that have 10 years experience, some guys are bringing back for a second stint. Instead of rambling or kind of going through all of them, is there one or two signings that you really like, that you think could make an impact to kind of help these younger guys kind of, get up here sooner?
I think there's two.
All right, we're Coach. Hold on a second, Coach. Hold on. We're gonna hang up and call you back. We didn't get anything there. A bad connection on the phone. So Richie, let's try to get him back. But a lot of people are just talking about the young talent, but no one's talking about these veterans. They brought in Zucker, came in from a veteran-heavy Pittsburgh Penguins team. Dumba, he's 10 years. I think it's Dumba. He came in 10 years. I think he was with the Minnesota Wild. He was superstar there. He's got a lot of experience. So they've signed a bunch of guys, one-year deals, and you're not going to lose much on those guys. So they're spending some money.
Yeah, and I think, Rock, from that standpoint, having a sprinkling and a few veterans here to help this team grow.
All right, got him back.
I think helping the team grow, and I think that's the main culprit for bringing in some of these older veterans. And Steve, we were just talking about that. You got to sprinkle a few veterans here and there just to help the young guys get to where they want to go, whether they only have it for a year or two.
Yeah, and I think the other thing to look at, too, is with Clayton Keller, a kid that's really becoming a star in this league. He was on the All-Star team last year. He tied the Coyotes' record with points in a season with 86 with Keith Tkachuk. He needs to have some hope if he wants to stick around here. He needs to be able to look around the locker room and go, okay, we're making steps forward to try to get better. And I think when I said Jason Zucker has played with Malkin and Crosby, he's been around the league. This guy's going to be a good leader on and off the ice. And the other guy to look for is Matt Dumba, the defenseman that this team signed as a free agent that played last year in Minnesota. He can be scary on the ice. He's physical. He can hit open ice hits, but yet he's still skilled enough to get the puck up the ice. I think those two in particular show that Bill Armstrong now has finally got past, okay, we're through the first stage of rebuilding. Now let's get better. And I think these veteran signings help the young guys, helps that core middle group like Krause and Keller, but it also pushes everybody along towards the right direction. And maybe someday we can start talking playoffs.
And Steve, speaking of Clayton Keller, what's the last piece, if any, to add to his game, if there is any to add to it?
Well, it's funny. Last year, he needed to add the defensive side to his game, which he didn't have. Now he plays a complete game. He understands the better you are in the defensive zone, the more ice time you'll get and the more chances you get to score. I think for Keller, one of the things he still needs to work on is he's put a real conscious effort into getting bigger and stronger. If you want to hold on to the puck in the National Hockey League, you need to be strong on your stick. And I still think there's room for improvement for Clayton Keller to get stronger on the puck. And it comes with maturity. He's 25. Yeah. I mean, he's still a kid. So I think as he continues to get stronger and bigger, and that does some work in the weight room, I think that will completely round out his game. I'm serious to say that this kid will be among the best players to have ever played here in Arizona when his career is done.
What's the mantra for this team at training camp?
It's us against the world. It's us against the world. I think people are looking at this team last year, fifth to last, the year before, second to last, and going, okay, it's the Coyotes. I think the Mullet Magic, I think they'll have a good home record again. And I think, hey, let's bond together and let's show people that we're moving a step forward. They're going to surprise some people. And I know we haven't talked hockey in this town in a very, very long time. It's coming. I don't jump on the bandwagon quite yet, but it's coming.
All right. How about goaltending, though? We haven't talked about that. And it seems like every time they have anybody that's worth anything, they get rid of them. They ends up playing on another team and having success.
Against the Coyotes.
Yeah, against the O's. So you know the position well. You played it. You coached it. Tell us a little bit more about what you see at that position.
Yeah, it's interesting. This franchise has had a great record of rejuvenating careers from Curtis to Joseph to Sean Burke and Brizgalov and on and on. This is a little different. They have two players that are coming up and getting their feet wet in the league as a Coyote. Karel Vejmelka is to be his third season with the team. He needs to show he's consistently able to stop the puck. And he has some games last year where he's a world beater and then other games where he struggled. He needs to prove his consistency. If he does that, the fear, as you just mentioned, is somebody could pick him up at the trade deadline. If there's a team that has a goaltending injury, look for Karel Vejmelka to be a hot piece at the trade deadline. Connor Ingram's a guy that they took off waivers last year that was supposed to be in the minors. I really like Connor Ingram. I think he plays calm, he plays square and steady. And if not, and this is going to sound terrible, if not for Connor Ingram, this team potentially could have been drafting for Connor Bedard because Connor Ingram got the team 10 points at the end of the season they might not have normally received and ended up lower in the standings. Their goaltending, Rock, it's okay. It's okay. It's serviceable. I do believe when this team is ready to win, and I'm saying 2 or 3 years from now, I think they will be looking to free agency to shore up that position. It's good, but it's not ready to make a run for the Stanley Cup.
So any word, last one from us, any word in regards to the arena? What are you hearing? I know you had a great piece on Go PHX when it comes to that area over there in Mesa that you got to wear. What was that suit you had on?
It was a hazmat.
Yeah,
I had the
yes,
hazmat
suit.
suit on. I was protecting myself.
Yes.
It was a toxic waste dump. I was just being prepared. Yeah, you know what? The biggest problem is it's September and we're still talking about it.
I know.
At some point, this ownership and management group need to get this done.
Amen.
And I know the league is giving them a timeline of January or February, and they keep kicking the can along. This team needs a rink, period. We can talk about playoffs and players and free agents. The team needs a rink. That is the beginning and all of the stories for this team. I don't know. I talked to Javier Gutierrez last week. They're still confident that they're going to have 3 sites, and they're going to announce more here in the next 60 to 90 days, and everything's moving forward and everything's positive. Until they sign the name on the dotted line, I just don't know. I do believe the league desperately wants to keep this team here. Gary Bettman has committed to keeping the team here. They're talking about expansion in some of these other cities versus relocation. So I firmly believe something will get done, but the fan base needs to hear something sooner than later. And hopefully that means before the season starts in October, or at least by January 1st, we hear some positive news. I still hold out hope that this is all going to work out and the team will be in the Valley.
I hope you're right. Coach, appreciate y'all as always. S. Peters Hockey, go PHNX. All right, go PHNX.com. Check him out. He's got podcasts going, 3 days a week, 4 days a week? I mean, you guys are doing a lot of them now.
Buddy, 5 days.
5 days?
We're every day.
Wow.
They don't let me leave.
Wow, good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, Pete. Thanks as always, buddy. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, guys.
That's Coach
Appreciate it.
Peters
Thanks.
joining us here, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Coming up, Mike Yam will join us as week 2 of the NFL is, of course, underway. Last night with the Eagles taking care of business with the Vikings. Mike Yam from the NFL Network will give us his thoughts on week 2. Next, here from Wright Toyota, it's Fox Sports.
Clear. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Dobbs has seen a big difference in the way the offense of the Cardinals is coming together. As for his task on Sunday at home against the Giants,
My expectation to go out, play good, clean, efficient football, protect the ball, and put the offense and the team in the position to win the game. And then, when we get the ball in our hands with the opportunity to win, to go down and win.
this is a New York team that was smacked on their home field in the opener by Dallas. The D-backs over to huge home series with the Cubs tonight. They'll face the 16-3 Justin Steele for Chicago, Brandon Falk for the Snakes. College football tomorrow, Arizona plays host to UTEP. ASU entertains Fresno State. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the My Guy Referrals Weather Center. Visit myguy.com for 5-star local referrals. Make My Guy your guy.
For tonight, look for mostly clear skies, temperatures dipping down into the upper 70s. But then as we head into the weekend, some warmer temperatures on tap. Saturday, 104. Sunday, 102 with mostly sunny skies. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles. Wendy's new Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles let you choose from your fave 4, including a sausage or egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, or medium hot coffee. Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
Hi, this is Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. We started in 1998 with our original store in Tempe. Fast forward to 2023 with 6 stores across the valley. We've had a lot of fun along the way, including our pizza eating challenge and our appearance on the show Breaking Bad. Thank you to our employees and customers for 25 fantastic years. We have never changed our core ingredients or recipes, and every pizza is made by hand. I'm a proud 1998 ASU alum and the official pizza partner of ASU Athletics. Learn more about our story at venezias.com.
Arizona's largest locally owned A-plus BBB rated towing company is All City Towing. They're always looking to add motivated and competitive team members. Do you fit the bill? If so, head on over to allcitytowing.com/careers for more information.
It's Chevy truck season, and with a Chevy Silverado, there's no such thing as an uphill battle. With a Chevy Silverado, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. Because with impressive towing capability, an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen, and the choice of powerful engines to pick from, whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado with the capability you need. See your Valley Chevy dealers.
Got the urge to pick games each week?
Thursday, Sunday, even Mondays? Then sign up now for the Twin Peaks Fan Pick'em, courtesy of Blue Moon and Coors Light. It's totally free to play. Head to fanpick'em.com. That's fanpick'em.com.
We're your neighbors. You should stop by for a visit. We're Casino Arizona. Come on in. Our slots are spinning, our dealers are dealing, and everyone's yelling bingo. Isn't it about time you see your friends again? So stop by to say hello. Stay a while. Relax. Enjoy yourself. We'd love to see you again. Hey, this place was made to entertain. We're your Casino Arizona.
Wireless headphones. That'll be $200.
I'll use my Capital One Quicksilver card.
Now that's a hit. You used the Capital One Quicksilver card, which makes you the hero of every purchase. With Quicksilver, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere.
I wanted running music, but unlimited 1.5% cash back is pretty heroic.
Good instincts. Every hero needs a theme song. The Capital One Quicksilver card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Gillette Intimate. Simple and easy shave. And a room. And even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate. The best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
It's the best time of the year. The NFL is back. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code SPORTS to sign up. New customers can take home $200 in bonus bets instantly for betting just $5. That's code SPORTS. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. The crown is yours.
21 plus, Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Third and 4. Here comes pressure. There goes the ball wide open. It is Smith again, all the way for the touchdown.
Someone who used to join us quite a bit in his past job, but now, of course, with the NFL Network, as we mentioned earlier, Mike Yam joins us now, the Right to the guest line here on Fox Sports Phoenix. How we doing, Mike? Roc and Manuch, what's going on?
Doing great, boys. Always good to be with you and appreciate the invite.
Yeah, well, no, we appreciate having you on as always. All right, since you're there, the NFL Network, it doesn't get any bigger than that. Can you tell us who's Zach Wilson's backup for the New York Jets?
It's been the mystery of the week.
I just looked on the depth charts. I don't see anybody. You have any inside scoop here?
Well, I don't think they're making any moves, guys. I mean, it's been a hot topic of conversation in our office about, what's next. Do they go and try to find another quarterback now that Aaron Rodgers is down and is on the mend at this point from that Achilles surgery? But look, they're rolling with Zach. He's going to be their guy. I don't know how much depth there is behind him. Now, clearly, I believe it was Tim Doyle, who they brought in this offseason, who they were really comfortable, more specifically Aaron Rodgers was really comfortable with. But, he wasn't even active for that game the other night against Buffalo. So I think you guys raise a really good point. And it's funny, I think maybe even during the broadcast, if I'm not mistaken, was it Randall Cobb who had played a little quarterback at some point?
Yes.
In high school?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a little uphill battle here at this point. But I think right now, from a Jets perspective, they feel like they got the one guy, maybe even on the planet, who is most ready to lead this team's offense in week number 2. Remember, like short week, you start thinking about, coming off a Monday night game and relearning a playbook, and they kind of have to roll with Zach. And now, nothing. They were 5-1 last year with Zach at the helm to start the season. So he has shown that he can lead this football team, but I think everyone now has to temper those expectations.
And I think also, Mike, is that Boyle he knows the Nathaniel Hackett system per se. He's been there and done that. But to that point, we saw some moves try to make. They blocked the practice squad player Brett Rippon from the Rams. They don't want him leaving. And think about that. If you're going to trade for a backup quarterback, they're going, well, wait a second. We're not trading our backup. We need him just in case our guy goes down. So they're kind of caught between the old proverbial rock and a hard spot, unless you want to bring Joe Flacco back or Carson Wentz or whomever.
Once again, those options are limited. It was funny. I was watching postgame on NFL Network during the week. So it was Monday night, actually. Yeah, obviously, because that's the day that he went down. And it was funny because Mike Garafolo, one of our insiders, was on the show, and Siciliano just goes, "Hey, like, should we be having this Tom Brady conversation at this point?" And Mike was very quick to squash that. And I don't think it goes down that path, but I think it screams to the point that you guys are raising, which is, hey, what if? Like, what does happen here if Zach does go down? And it was a fluky situation in some respects on Rodgers getting hurt, but we've all seen football our entire lives and watched some of these games, and we know how difficult it is at times for players to stay healthy. It is a physical sport. It's a violent sport at times. And really from play to play, you just don't know necessarily what's going to happen. I talked to a former tight end actually a couple weeks ago. It was a buddy of mine. And he said, I think a lot of players play the game with a healthy fear. And I think that's a good way of characterizing it, what it's like for these guys every single Sunday. But to your point, if Zach goes down, like we got a real problem in New York.
Mike Yam joining us here, NFL Network studio host on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910. A lot of intriguing games this weekend for just week 2. The Chiefs, the Bengals, both trying to avoid 0-2 starts. Is there a particular game or two that you're really queuing in on that, hey, if this team does lose this game or this team wins this game, it's really going to make a difference moving forward?
Yeah, I feel good about Cincinnati against Baltimore. You got 4 starters right now for Baltimore not playing in this game, and I find it hard to believe that a week 2 performance from Joe Burrow is going to look like week number 1. So I feel good from their perspective. I got to be honest with you guys. Chiefs Jags, to me, is one of the best games of the weekend. And I think on paper, people would say, yeah, okay, that makes some sense here. But consider this. Chiefs lose in week number 1. Jags are at home for this one. They got an opportunity to go 2-0, right? In that division, that's winnable, which I think most of us would still point to Jacksonville as the team in that division. And then potentially at the end of the season own a tiebreaker against Kansas City because of this head-to-head. Like, this one's really important from a Jacksonville perspective. So I think the juice around that one is certainly big time, and maybe a little less of a high-flying game, although they were definitely high-flying in week number 1. But Miami going to New England, to me, I don't know why. I feel like Belichick might have something here. Tua, by the way, has never lost to Belichick, which I was surprised. I was looking at some of the numbers earlier this morning. He could be 5-0 if they win this coming weekend. But there's something that tells me, I was impressed by what I saw from the Patriots against Philadelphia in week number 1. I thought the offense looked better with Mac, and that defense is no joke. So tough road trip here, for Miami, open up in Los Angeles, fly back cross country, and have to try to beat the Patriots in the division game. I think that one could be a sneaky good matchup.
Well, speaking of LA, right there in your building, I feel that the Niners coming in to take on the Rams, and how the hell the Rams pulled that off in Seattle last week. Not so much a mystery because you're watching you're watching the quarterback scenario with this team and all that they're doing. But I'm curious to see how this Ram takes on Brock Purdy and this offense and the weapons is really in that defense that the 49ers have as well.
The Niners put up the best performance in week 1 that I think of any of those teams that we watched. I'm with you. I think from a Rams perspective, I didn't anticipate. I don't know if I even mentioned this to you guys when I was on with you last. Like, I felt Seattle had a little bit of a squad here. I thought they were going to make some noise, and they didn't look great. I think they got to figure out ways to generate a pass rush. But for a team like the Rams that's got a young roster, so much turnover, 8 defensive starters from a season ago that are not with this team, and the fact that they don't have Cooper Kupp because he's on IR, and it's Tutu Atwell, and it's Puka Nacua, and those guys are the ones leading this team. Look, man, I thought that was as impressive of a win as you could possibly throw out there, considering the expectation level and the personnel that they're throwing out there. McVay, tip the cap to him, but the Niners looked friggin' dominant. That defense alone would scare the bejesus out of me. And Brock continues to slice up defenses here. And I don't know how it happens, but it has consistently happened with Brock Purdy. And I guess this is what happens when you're Mr. Irrelevant. But I think we're well past the point of consistently downing this guy. He's going to be in line for a huge contract. I'm not suggesting it's Justin Herbert or Joe Burrow money, but this team consistently wins with him. They don't lose when he finishes a football game. And I get it. He's got a better supporting cast than most players in the NFL. But if that's the case, why is Trey Lance in Dallas? Like, to me, Brock Purdy deserves a ton of credit, and I couldn't be more impressed.
Mike Yam, NFL Network, here with us today. Mike, when you look at the Arizona Cardinals, I'm just kind of curious what the perception is from the NFL Network when you look at this team. The fan base here all figured, hey, they're throwing in the towel this year.
Yep.
No quarterback, brand new coach. I think I had a stat last week, 27 guys that were on the roster last Sunday hadn't been on with a team the previous year. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff going on. What is the overall perception of this Arizona Cardinal team for 2023?
I think everyone starts thinking about 2024. If I'm being totally honest with you.
That's fair.
That's been, look, I'd love to see Kyler out there. I'd love to see him healthy. I'd love to see, what this team can be with him in this lineup. And at some point we will get to see that. And I think it'll be a benefit for the fan base, certainly down there. But it's hard not to think about the turnover that we're seeing from a coach's perspective, from even at times a personnel perspective with this team. We typically, and I'm sure you guys do as well, and I get it. You guys are down in that area, so of course you're going to talk about the Cardinals. But when you have these NFL conversations, you guys are asking me about the premier teams in the NFL. And I think there's a common denominator with a lot of those squads. It's steady leadership at the top, and you're not seeing this revolving door on changing scheme, changing coaches, having a franchise reset. Like, that's been the story around this team for a while. And I hope to God, it doesn't change. We're not talking about more upheaval, 2 years from now. But if this team doesn't do well, there's the Caleb Williams factor, and I get that. But go tell the players in that locker room that that's the case. Are you kidding me? Can you imagine having that conversation with Budda Baker? You can't.
Geez.
These dudes are out there trying to go and win right now. And I don't think they're worried about quarterback. The guy that's not even in the NFL right now. It's how do we take care of business against a Giants team who looked vulnerable after what we saw in week number 1. But I think the perspective, and you asked about what's happening in the conversations around this team in HQ here. I think a lot of us go, how good could this team be? And, the answer in the short term is not great. And I think that's why there's this narrative around Caleb Williams and what happens in the draft.
Mike, we always love having you on, man. Have a great weekend of football. We appreciate you making time for us.
Yeah, you guys are the best, man. And enjoy the games.
Yeah, thank you. Mike Yam, NFL Network. Follow him on Twitter at Mike_Yam. I wish we had the time. I do want, next time we have him on, I do want to get his thoughts on the Pac-12 Network. He was the main guy, main lead in the studio there at Pac-12 Network for so many years.
He was the lead dog.
Yeah. Hey, this weekend, watch all the games at Twin Peaks, 5 Valley locations. We've teamed up with Blue Moon and Coors Lights. We're giving away 5 5-inch big screen TVs. All you got to do to enter is text PEAKS to 59925. That's PEAKS to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. Appreciate Mike Yam. But coming up next, we'll close out the show with our football at 50 and our learner and row 1 call. It's Charles Barkley. Yeah, that's next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Check this out. This is The Herd.
You're excited. I'm excited.
With Colin Cowherd.
Jordan Love, I don't think, is great. Jordan Love looked comfortable. He didn't feel rushed. They had a game plan. He had support. It doesn't matter what the industry is. Young people who are trying to find themselves, they need patience. They need a hug. They need support.
This is The Herd. Monday at 10. Tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
Valley traffic from Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
On the 60, there's your wreck westbound near Mesa Drive. Just got moved off right. Should be cleared up anytime. Heading out on 51 southbound, a crash near McDowell sitting in the right lane. Rollover delays west of the valley. Westbound 10 near Buckeye Road.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell's rolled chicken tacos are full of shredded, marinated, all white meat chicken. Choose from 3 dipping sauces: spicy ranch, nacho cheese sauce, and house-made guacamole. Order on the Taco Bell app. Get 1 dip per 2-pack, 2 dips per 4-pack at participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only, while supplies last.
Head coach Kenny Dillingham and Sun Devil football host Mountain West Conference opponent Fresno State in a highly anticipated matchup Saturday, September 16th at 7:30 p.m. for the annual City of Tempe night. Make Mountain America Stadium echo from the Buttes when the Bulldogs come to town. Single game and mini plan options are available to watch the Sun Devils take on Fresno State. Get your tickets today. Call 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Be there, be loud, and wear gold.
Time for a new big screen TV? Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light are giving away 5 65-inch smart TVs. Text PEAKS to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. That's PEAKS to 59925.
For RightToyota.com. At Right Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on RightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at RightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at RightToyota.com.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys, live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Upper Crust Pizza Patio and Wine Bar is your home for a variety of homemade, made-to-order pizzas, calzone, pastas, and more. But it's more than great Italian food.
Yep, I got it ready.
For college and pro football. Watch games all weekend. Plus, enter to win a free big screen TV every month. Upper Crust is the official home of the Ohio State Alumni Club of Phoenix. Upper Crust, on the southeast corner of Cave Creek on the 101, always has incredible daily specials. Pizza and football. A perfect match at Upper Crust Pizza Patio and Wine Bar.
Are you shivering in the cold or sweating buckets in the heat? Say goodbye to discomfort with the AC Doctor's same-day heating or cooling installation service.
AC Doctors, the only doctors who still make house calls. How can we transform your indoor comfort?
Help! I need a top-notch HVAC system installed pronto. Could you make it happen?
Absolutely. Our skilled technicians will make you feel just right before you can say perfect temperature.
Don't suffer any longer. Family-run AC Doctors with over 20 years of experience for prompt and efficient same-day installation. For year-round comfort, call the AC Doctors, 602-767-7435, or visit theacdoctors.com to make your perfect temperature our priority.
This cardboard order, is it up to date?
Camille's coffee cup factory no longer be considered a grande.
It's at the printer.
She needs more designers to jump the business to a triple shot.
Client wants to see several more design options. The logo's gotta be bigger.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates, and you can schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from the Indeed dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Right Toyota, right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Right Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at righttoyota.com.
You're live.
Let's get ready for football!
It's Football at 50, the latest top football story trending this hour, right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
All right, brought to you by Right Toyota today. Right on the corner, right on the price. Right Toyota. Go to righttoyota.com for their new and pre-owned vehicles here in Scottsdale, just across the street from the 16th and 17th hole at TPC Scottsdale, where they are already starting on number 16. Yes, the construction has started at 16. How about that here on September 15th? Well, Aaron Rodgers made his first public comment since his injury. He was on the Pat McAfee show. Of course, there are a lot of people that are questioning if he can come back from an injury like that. Of course, he is the oldest player in the National Football League at 39. But he said, give me the doubts, give me the timetables, give me all the things that you think you can, should, or will happen, because all I need is just a little extra percent of inspiration. That's all I need. So give me your doubts, give me your prosecutions, then watch what I do. Aaron Rodgers. He'll be back. He loves this.
Yeah, but not this season, but yeah,
No.
he'll be back. He was on the painkillers, so he might have, said some things like, don't count it out that I'll be back this season. But no, he's going to be back. He doesn't want to go out that way.
Our Learner Row one call that saw, we are going to take you back to Monday. We were at the CAZ Sports Bar, and we were doing our show. We do our show every Monday from 1 to 4. And myself, Manuch, Jimmy B, and Jack's just sitting there doing the show. They're really not. They're open, but the bar's not, just the sports book. All of a sudden, this guy comes in, and last time I saw him, he looked a little heavier, and it was Charles Barkley. And I said, hey, Charles, I yell, hey, Charles, how much weight have you lost? And he said, 65 pounds. And then sure enough, he comes over to our set, puts on a headset, and he joined us for a good 20 minutes. And we talked about everything from USA basketball to his bets that night. He went with the Jets and the Phillies. I guess he is a big gambler there at the CAZ Sportsbook, and he's had a lot of success, a lot from what we are told. He's done quite well. But we started asking him about his golf game, his golf swing, and we're going to bring back some of that for a little flashback Friday to Monday. Here's Charles talking about his golf swing and how it has improved. How did your swing change?
I had given up. I was like, yo, I give up. I only was playing in like a couple charity events a year. He said, give me a chance. And changed my whole life, brother.
How many guys have come up to you and said, hey, I can help you with your swing?
Oh, I used to be, when I first got traded to Phoenix, I was like a 7 handicap. And then I started taking lessons from every Tom, Dick, and Harry in the world. That's what happened to me.
They all messed you up.
And when I was standing over the golf ball, I had like 5 guys talking to me. I was like, holy hell, who am I going to listen to? So that's actually how I lost my swing. God got a sense of humor. It's the only sport where they have a hot chick driving around with cigars and alcohol because he know nobody can win this. Nobody can beat golf. Hot chicks don't bring you beer and hot 1 minute during the game or any other sport. But God's like, yeah, this game going to drive the world crazy.
How true is that?
That's so true.
Yeah, it's the only sport that you have a golf cart girl.
Yeah, and it's the only time you're allowed to have alcohol in public because you're not supposed to bring alcohol outside of
and
bars.
smoke cigars. Oh, good stuff. What's on tap brought to you by the Roc and Manuch Lager, of course. Cubs and D-backs tonight on Your View. Tomorrow they'll go at it again 5:10. Fresno State, Arizona State. That's on FS1 at 7:30 tomorrow. UTEP at Arizona on the Pac-12 network at 8 o'clock. Giants and Cardinals is at 1 o'clock on Sunday. And by the way, the ESPN Sunday night game of the week is Diamondbacks and Cubs. So, hey, have a great weekend. Make sure you tune in tomorrow to Backsmith Golf Show at 9 o'clock, followed by Take the Points at the CAZ Sportsbook. And we'll do it again on Monday.